Imagine yourself sinking into a soft, cozy place, where the cares of the day slowly melt away. You may already be lying down, feeling the gentle pressure of the mattress beneath you, the comforting weight of a blanket around your shoulders. Take a slow, deep breath, feeling the air fill your lungs and then release it ever so gently. Allow the rhythm of your breathing to settle into a steady, calm pace. With each breath, your body becomes heavier, your muscles softer, your mind a little quieter. This is your time, a quiet space carved out just for you, where the world outside can fade into a gentle hush. Tonight, we will travel together into a story both old and magical, a tale that has passed through centuries, whispered across deserts and seas, carried from one generation to the next. It is the story of Aladdin, a young man whose life changed in ways unimaginable, guided by chance, destiny, and a little bit of magic. But before we step fully into that world, let us linger in this moment of calm, letting the soft darkness cradle us, letting our minds open like petals to the warmth of a gentle night. Imagine the faint glow of lanterns swaying in the quiet evening air of a distant city, their light casting dancing shadows along narrow streets lined with stone and wood. You can hear, if you listen closely, the soft murmur of life continuing even as the city slows. Perhaps there is the distant sound of water flowing through a small canal, or the gentle creak of a door swinging in the quiet breeze. Even the faint scent of spices and warm bread drifting from a nearby market seems to invite you to slow down, to rest, to drift. Every detail, every sound, every touch of the air, draws you further into a space of calm, as if you are already walking the streets beside Aladdin, unseen but entirely present. Let your mind settle on this imagery, letting the city's quiet magic carry you further away from the bustle and worries of today. In this calm, the story begins to unfold slowly, deliberately, as if the universe itself has pressed pause to let you experience every moment fully. Tonight, you will not be rushed. The story will wrap around you like a soft, warm blanket, guiding your mind through the gentle rise and fall of Aladdin's journey, while your body sinks deeper into rest. There is no need to hurry, no need to focus on anything else. Your only task is to listen, to imagine, to relax. As we prepare to step into Aladdin's world, picture yourself standing on the threshold of an adventure that is both familiar and strange. Though centuries have passed since this story first began to be told, its magic remains timeless. Let your thoughts drift like clouds across a calm sky, watching the world around you soften and slow. There is a unique comfort in knowing that this tale, woven with wonder and wisdom, has been shared across generations, connecting countless hearts through time. Tonight, you become part of that quiet chain of listeners, absorbing its gentle magic in your own private moment of stillness. Notice how your body feels more at ease with every passing moment. Your shoulders sink lower, your hands rest more softly, your legs feel lighter yet grounded. The rhythm of your heart becomes a steady drum, a slow, soothing cadence echoing the unfolding of the story. In this space, you are completely safe, completely relaxed, completely ready to let the world drift away. You are ready to journey with Aladdin, to follow the path of his adventures, his dreams, and his discoveries, all while your mind floats gently toward that sweet place where sleep begins. And so, with a calm breath and a soft sense of anticipation, we begin our journey. Tonight, the story will not only entertain, it will comfort, soothe, and guide you into a world where magic is real, where every corner holds a secret, and where the simplest moments, like a kind smile, a whispered wish, or a quiet night in the city, carry their own quiet wonder. Allow yourself to relax fully, knowing that you are ready to drift into this story, to follow its gentle rhythm, and to let its soft magic cradle you into sleep.
Long before Aladdin's story reached the ears of children and adults across the world, it had traveled across deserts, mountains, and seas, whispered by travelers, merchants, and storytellers. Imagine the winding paths through ancient lands, the soft sand of endless dunes shifting beneath the feet of wandering travelers, carrying tales of wonder from one city to another. This story, like many others in the great collection known as 1001 Nights, began in a world very different from our own, yet familiar in its warmth and humanity. It was a world where magic could appear as easily as a morning breeze, and where ordinary people could find themselves in extraordinary circumstances. Picture the ancient markets, bustling with life yet softened by the golden glow of dawn or the gentle hues of twilight. Merchants call out softly, their voices mingling with the faint tinkling of coins and the quiet hum of conversation. The air is rich with the scent of spices, cinnamon, saffron, cardamom, blending with the sweet aroma of fresh bread and the earthy smell of clay and stone from nearby homes. In this landscape, stories traveled as freely as the winds, carried from one ear to another, growing and changing with every telling. Each storyteller added their own voice, their own details, making the tale richer, more layered, and infinitely more enchanting. Aladdin's story, though often associated with the Middle East, carries traces of many cultures. Scholars believe its roots lie somewhere in the far reaches of Central Asia and the Silk Road, where merchants, travelers, and nomads shared stories to pass the long hours of travel. The tale was first written down in Arabic, but its echoes can be found in Persian, Turkish, and Chinese traditions as well. This blending of cultures gives the story a timeless quality, as though it belongs to no single place and yet to every place at once. Imagine sitting by a quiet fire in a distant desert, listening to an elder recount the tale for the first time. The flicker of flames casts gentle shadows on the sand, and each word seems to shimmer in the warm night air, drawing listeners into a world of wonder. The story of Aladdin first became widely known through Antoine Galland, a French translator who lived in the 17th century. He heard the tale from a Syrian storyteller named Hannah Diab, who recounted it with such vivid detail that Galland felt compelled to include it in his translation of 1001 Nights. Unlike other stories in the collection, Aladdin's adventure did not originally belong to the Middle Eastern canon. It was added later, yet it felt as natural as the others. Imagine a gentle breeze turning the pages of a book long ago, the ink still fresh and the paper soft, as readers slowly trace the path of a young boy who will encounter magic, danger, and ultimately, joy. Even as we think of Aladdin's origins in historical terms, it is important to feel the story as it was meant to be felt, slowly, gently, and with imagination fully engaged. The story unfolds not just as a series of events, but as a tapestry of human emotions, curiosity, longing, fear, courage, and wonder. Each element, the humble beginnings, the mysterious cave, the magical lamp, the genie's powerful presence, is woven carefully to create a rhythm, almost like the soft waves of a calm sea. This rhythm is what makes it perfect for bedtime storytelling, allowing your mind to follow the narrative while drifting ever closer to sleep. Now imagine the distant cities along the trade routes where this story first appeared. Perhaps a city nestled beside a winding river, with wooden bridges arching gracefully over gentle waters, or a bustling town filled with clay-roofed houses and fragrant gardens. Each city has its own heartbeat, its own rhythm, yet in every corner, a storyteller sits quietly, ready to share the tale. Children lean in, their eyes wide with wonder, while adults pause from their work to listen, savoring the magic that temporarily lifts them from the concerns of daily life. Even now, as you listen, you can picture yourself among these listeners, feeling the same quiet anticipation, the same gentle awe, as the story begins to take shape in your imagination. The world of Aladdin is at once ordinary and extraordinary. He is a boy who could have lived an unremarkable life, just another child in a city filled with families and markets and quiet streets. Yet fate, chance, and a little touch of magic set him apart, carrying him on a journey far beyond what anyone could imagine. As we trace the story's origins, it becomes clear that this is not merely a tale of adventure, but also a reflection of human desire, the longing for something more, the hope that life can change in unexpected and wonderful ways. And as we explore this origin, we can feel ourselves being drawn into the rhythm of the world itself, slow, immersive, and endlessly captivating. Let us take a moment to breathe and picture these ancient lands once more. Feel the warmth of the sun rising over the desert, casting long shadows across sand and stone. Hear the distant murmur of a caravan moving slowly along the horizon, camels plodding rhythmically, their bells tinkling softly. Imagine the quiet hush of nightfall in a city where lanterns glow like tiny stars, and the scent of jasmine drifts gently through the air. In this space, the story begins to breathe, to move like a gentle river, carrying us toward Aladdin's life and the adventures that await him. And so, the origins of the tale are not just facts or dates, but a living, breathing world. A world of markets and caravans, of storytellers and listeners, of distant lands that stretch beyond the eye. It is a world that invites you to slow down, to sink deeper into comfort, and to prepare for the journey ahead. The story of Aladdin has survived centuries not just because of its magic, but because it speaks to something quiet and enduring within each of us, the desire to imagine, to wonder, and to dream. As you listen, allow yourself to feel the gentle pull of this tale, and let it guide you softly, ever so gently, toward the streets, the markets, and the quiet nights where Aladdin's story begins.
Imagine, for a moment, the city where Aladdin grew up, not merely as a backdrop to the story, but as a living, breathing place filled with sights, sounds, and smells that wrap around you like a soft, warm cloak. Picture narrow winding streets, paved with worn stones that glisten faintly in the morning sun. The walls of the houses are made of sun-baked clay, their soft ochre tones glowing gently in the light. Small windows open to courtyards filled with flowering plants and the faint hum of daily life. You can almost feel the texture of the walls under your fingertips, cool and slightly rough, as if the city itself holds the memory of every footstep, every whispered conversation, every secret that has ever passed through its streets. In the markets, colors seem almost alive. Deep red pomegranates, bright golden saffron, the soft, earthy browns of fresh bread, all arranged in careful, inviting patterns. The merchants call out, their voices blending with the distant laughter of children playing in the alleys and the soft clatter of carts moving over stone streets. The air is fragrant with spices, herbs, and the faint scent of warm earth after a morning rain. You can imagine strolling slowly through this market, letting your eyes wander over the rows of goods, your ears attuned to the gentle music of daily life. Every step you take draws you further into Aladdin's world, deeper into a sense of calm and quiet curiosity. Now picture the homes of the people in this city, modest yet full of warmth. Families gather in shaded courtyards, the walls adorned with simple patterns, pots of flowers placed with quiet care. Children chase one another across soft sand, their laughter a gentle echo that fills the spaces between stone walls. Women move gracefully through kitchens, stirring fragrant dishes that will fill the home with comforting smells. Men return from their work, their movements slow and deliberate after a morning of labor. All of these small, ordinary moments create a rhythm, a cadence that is soothing and hypnotic, perfectly suited to lull the mind into relaxation as we prepare to follow Aladdin's story. Aladdin's own neighborhood is quiet yet full of life. The narrow streets curve gently, leading to courtyards where neighbors greet one another with soft smiles. You can hear the faint rustle of leaves in small gardens, the distant clink of water as it flows through clay pipes and channels, and the occasional chirp of birds resting on rooftops. Imagine standing in one of these courtyards at dusk, feeling the gentle warmth of the sun as it sinks low in the sky, casting long, calm shadows that stretch across the ground. Everything feels at once alive and serene, a perfect setting for a young boy whose life is about to change in ways he cannot yet imagine. In this city, people's lives are guided by the rhythms of nature and the quiet flow of community. The call to prayer echoes softly in the distance, a melodic sound that drifts across rooftops and alleys, merging with the soft whispers of conversation and the occasional laughter of children. Traders carefully arrange their goods, taking pride in the colors and patterns of their wares. The city itself seems to breathe, rising and falling in a steady, calming rhythm that mirrors the ebb and flow of life. Even as you imagine it, your own breathing slows, sinking gently with this imagined world, your body softening as the city's quiet magic envelops you. The landscape surrounding the city is equally enchanting. Gentle hills roll into the distance, dotted with olive trees and small farms. Beyond them, the desert stretches far and wide, its soft, golden dunes undulating in the distance like waves frozen in time. You can almost feel the soft, warm sand beneath your feet, hear the faint hiss of wind as it drifts across the dunes, carrying with it whispers of stories told long ago by travelers and wanderers. The city sits comfortably between earth and desert, a place of life, movement, and quiet enchantment, perfectly poised for a story like Aladdin's to unfold. In this world, children like Aladdin play under the gentle watch of their families. They chase each other through the streets, tumble over soft sand, and hide behind clay walls, laughing with abandon. Every corner of the city seems to hold a new secret, a hidden path, or a quiet space where imagination can roam freely. Even the smallest details, a stray cat curling up in a sunbeam, a merchant arranging delicate fabrics in the market, carry a sense of life, of wonder, of gentle rhythm. As you imagine these moments, your own mind begins to slow, becoming more attuned to the cadence of the city, the gentle unfolding of a story that has waited centuries to be told. And so, in this city, Aladdin grows. His world is at once ordinary and magical, filled with the quiet rhythms of daily life and the faint shimmer of possibility that seems to hang in the air. The soft rustle of wind through alleyways, the muted chatter of neighbors, the gentle clinking of coins in the market, all of it forms a background music, a lullaby of the city itself, preparing both Aladdin and us, the listeners, for the adventures yet to come. Every sight, sound, and smell in this city draws you deeper into its gentle embrace, a perfect prelude to the journey of a boy whose life will soon be touched by magic, courage, and discovery. As night falls, imagine lanterns being lit one by one, their soft glow reflecting in puddles of water on stone streets. The air cools gently, carrying with it the faint fragrance of jasmine and evening herbs. Children's laughter fades into quiet whispers, and the city slows, wrapping itself in calm, preparing for rest. And here, in this serene, timeless city, we pause for a moment to breathe, to feel, and to imagine the beginnings of Aladdin's story, ready to follow his path into the unknown, with every step measured, soft, and slow, guiding us gently toward wonder and sleep. Aladdin's childhood is like the soft glow of early morning, gentle, unhurried, filled with small joys and quiet moments that shape the boy he is becoming. Imagine him in his home, a modest dwelling nestled among similar clay houses, each one unique in its small details. The walls are warm under the touch, textured from years of sunlight and soft rains. The courtyard is small but inviting, a space where Aladdin can play freely, chase shadows across the sand, and watch the gentle sway of potted plants in the breeze. There is a sense of safety here, of calm routine, where every corner holds a familiar memory and every sound is soothingly predictable. Aladdin's father, though struggling to make ends meet, carries a quiet dignity in his work. He is a man whose hands are calloused from labor, whose voice is soft and steady, offering gentle guidance to his son. Imagine him kneeling on the ground, carefully repairing a small item, while Aladdin watches with wide-eyed curiosity. Each movement, each careful motion, teaches the boy patience and focus, the value of quiet effort and simple honesty. There is a rhythm to their lives, a gentle ebb and flow, that provides a foundation for the adventures that are yet to come. Aladdin's mother brings warmth and comfort to their small home, tending the household with quiet diligence. She stirs pots filled with fragrant food, her movements slow and deliberate, almost musical in their repetition. The scents of spices drift through the air, mingling with the faint earthy aroma of the clay walls, creating an environment that is both nurturing and soothing. She speaks to Aladdin in soft tones, telling him stories of distant lands, of heroes and wise men, of magic and wonder. These tales, told in the hushed moments of the evening, plant the seeds of imagination in the young boy's mind, shaping his dreams long before he encounters the magic that awaits him. Aladdin's days are filled with small adventures of their own. He wanders through the winding streets of his neighborhood, greeting neighbors, observing the rhythm of the markets, and playing with other children. He feels the textures of life beneath his fingers, the rough walls, the soft sand, the cool metal of coins, the smooth skin of fruit he carefully handles in playful curiosity. He notices details others might overlook, a bird perched quietly on a roof, the way sunlight glimmers on water, or the faint aroma of herbs growing along alleyways. Each moment is a gentle lesson, teaching him patience, observation, and an appreciation for the small miracles that surround him daily. Even in his play, Aladdin shows signs of cleverness and curiosity. He enjoys puzzles, small tasks that require thought, and figuring out ways to solve minor problems he encounters. Perhaps a ball rolls into an unreachable corner, or a piece of fruit falls from a stall, and he carefully plans how to retrieve it. These seemingly ordinary moments are in fact early glimpses of the resourcefulness that will guide him through far greater challenges. His mind is like a river, quietly flowing, absorbing everything around it, preparing for the twists and turns of destiny that will arrive unannounced. Despite the modesty of his family's circumstances, there is a richness in Aladdin's childhood that comes from love, attention, and small wonders. Evenings are often spent in quiet reflection, listening to the soft stories of his mother or the gentle advice of his father. Sometimes, he lies on the roof of his home at night, gazing at the stars scattered across the sky like distant lanterns, feeling the vastness of the world and the smallness of his own presence within it. There is a comforting magic in this sense of wonder, a gentle reminder that life, even in its simplest form, carries possibilities waiting to be discovered. Aladdin's friendships with other children are gentle, filled with play and laughter rather than rivalry or haste. They chase each other through narrow streets, climb low walls, or hide in courtyards, their laughter echoing softly against clay walls and quiet alleys. There is a sense of rhythm in their games, a soothing pattern of motion and pause that mirrors the calm, steady unfolding of life itself. Even in mischief, there is a lightness, a safety, a knowledge that the world is kind and protective in its own gentle way. The family's struggles, though real, are always portrayed in soft tones. Perhaps a meal is scarce, or a necessary item is hard to find, but these difficulties are met with patience and quiet determination. Aladdin learns from these moments the value of perseverance and hope, lessons that are subtle yet enduring. They form the foundation of his character, a calm resilience that will carry him through the more extraordinary trials ahead. Each small challenge is a thread in the fabric of his life, contributing to the boy he is becoming and preparing him for encounters with magic, danger, and opportunity. In the evenings, the city settles into a peaceful lull. Lanterns are lit, casting a soft, warm glow across streets and rooftops. The distant hum of conversation fades, replaced by the gentle rustle of leaves, the whisper of wind through narrow alleys, and the quiet drip of water from a nearby fountain. Aladdin sits quietly in these moments, sometimes alone, sometimes with his family, absorbing the calm beauty of the world around him. He listens to the distant sounds of the city, the faint melody of life continuing in soft, soothing waves, and his imagination begins to wander, dreaming of worlds beyond his own. And so, Aladdin's childhood is a gentle mixture of simplicity, warmth, and curiosity. Every experience, every small lesson, and every quiet moment of wonder forms the base upon which his story will rise. As you listen, imagine yourself beside him, feeling the soft textures, smelling the fragrant air, hearing the gentle rhythm of life unfold. You are walking with him through streets and courtyards, sharing in the calm, absorbing the quiet magic of a life not yet touched by extraordinary events. And in this way, as you imagine the warmth, love, and gentle rhythm of Aladdin's early life, your own mind and body sink deeper into relaxation, perfectly poised for the story that is about to fully unfold. Aladdin's world begins to stretch beyond the quiet streets of his neighborhood as he wanders into the bustling market, a place alive with gentle movement, color, and sound. Imagine stepping carefully along the worn cobblestones, feeling the subtle unevenness beneath your feet, and listening to the soft hum of life all around. Merchants call to one another in quiet tones, arranging their goods with meticulous care. The scent of fresh spices drifts lazily through the air, mingling with the aroma of sweet pastries and the earthy fragrance of woven rugs. Even in its busyness, there is a rhythm to the market, a soothing cadence that invites one to move slowly, to observe, and to take in the small wonders tucked into every corner. Aladdin moves among the stalls, curious eyes taking in everything: bowls of glistening fruit, strings of delicate beads catching the sun, jars filled with shimmering powders of every color. Each detail seems alive, a tiny story waiting to be noticed. Perhaps a merchant arranges a row of bright oranges, the soft sheen of their skins almost glowing in the morning light. Or a small child carefully balances a stack of wooden toys, concentration furrowing their brow in that quiet, determined way only children know. Aladdin's own fingers brush against the fabrics, feeling the textures of silks, linens, and wools. The sensory richness of the market is both invigorating and calming, drawing him deeper into the world around him and, gently, into the story that will soon take shape. The market is not just a place of goods, it is a place of stories, of quiet connections, of life unfolding in small, meaningful ways. A soft conversation drifts across an alleyway as neighbors exchange news, while the faint laughter of children echoes from a nearby courtyard. Every movement is measured, every voice carries warmth, and the gentle clinking of coins punctuates the day without urgency. Aladdin watches, absorbs, and begins to understand the unspoken rhythm of the world around him. He notices the way the sun casts long, soft shadows across the stone, the way a gentle breeze stirs the leaves on a nearby tree, the way the scents of bread and spices mingle into a comforting perfume. Each sensation teaches him patience, observation, and an appreciation for the quiet magic that fills everyday life. As Aladdin wanders, he begins to meet people who will leave subtle impressions on his mind. Perhaps an old man with a gentle smile offers him a small piece of bread, speaking only a few quiet words before returning to his own business. Or a young girl shares a secret glance, giggling softly as she hides behind a stall. These fleeting interactions, simple and understated, carry a calm, human warmth. They remind Aladdin, and us, the listener, that the world is full of gentle connections, moments that may seem small but leave lasting impressions on the heart. Every step through the market is like turning a page in a soft, unfolding story, each one adding richness and depth to his experience. Among the stalls, Aladdin's attention is drawn to an array of objects that seem almost magical in their detail. Tiny glass bottles glint in the sunlight, their surfaces reflecting the colors of the surrounding world. Intricate patterns are woven into carpets, their threads catching the eye in ways that feel hypnotic, almost like a quiet dance. Wooden boxes, carved with care, hold small treasures whose purpose might be unknown but whose presence sparks curiosity. Aladdin's fingers linger on these objects, feeling the textures, imagining the stories each one might tell. In this moment, the market is more than a place of trade, it becomes a stage of gentle wonder, a prelude to the extraordinary events soon to enter his life. Even the sounds of the market contribute to its tranquil magic. The soft clatter of coins, the distant call of a bird, the faint creak of a wooden cart, all blend into a soothing, rhythmic symphony. Nothing is harsh or abrupt, every noise carries a gentle cadence, a pulse that guides the listener's mind into a calm state. As Aladdin moves through this space, his curiosity is quiet, his movements unhurried, his senses attuned to every detail. The market becomes a meditation, a place where ordinary life and subtle magic intertwine, preparing him for the moments when destiny will begin to touch his world in ways both surprising and gentle. While exploring, Aladdin notices the contrasts within the market. Some stalls are bustling with customers, bright and noisy yet soft in tone, while others are quiet, almost hidden, waiting for those who wander slowly enough to discover them. There is a balance here, a rhythm between motion and stillness, between attention and observation. Aladdin learns, without realizing it, how to move through life with awareness, how to notice the small wonders that others might overlook. Every corner he turns, every sound he hears, every texture he feels adds to the quiet understanding that will guide him when his life changes in ways he cannot yet imagine. And so, as the sun moves slowly across the sky, casting long, gentle shadows, Aladdin's first real encounter with the wider world unfolds. The market is more than a backdrop, it is a teacher, showing him that life is full of beauty in its smallest details, that magic exists not only in grand gestures but also in quiet, ordinary moments. The hum of conversation, the soft clinking of coins, the warm fragrance of bread and spices, all carry him forward, easing him gently into the larger story that awaits. And as you imagine walking alongside him, observing the subtle wonders, feeling the calm rhythm of life unfolding around you, your own body and mind settle ever more deeply into relaxation, ready for the adventures and gentle suspense that lie just beyond the edges of this quiet, colorful market.
As Aladdin wanders through the bustling market, unaware of the destiny slowly approaching him, a figure emerges that will change the course of his life forever. Picture this sorcerer as he appears, not in a burst of dramatic light, but in a quiet, almost deliberate way. His robe moves gently with the wind, a dark silhouette against the soft sun, and his eyes gleam with a subtle intensity, a depth of knowledge accumulated over many years. There is a calm yet unsettling aura about him, as if the very air around him bends slightly in response to his presence. Every movement is measured, precise, hinting at power beneath a composed exterior. You can almost feel the quiet tension that surrounds him, like the stillness before a gentle wave reaches the shore. The sorcerer observes Aladdin with quiet curiosity, his gaze lingering on the boy as though sensing something extraordinary hidden beneath his unassuming demeanor. There is no rush, no abruptness, only a patient, deliberate assessment. He notices the boy's subtle cleverness, the way he observes the market, interacts with others, and carries himself with quiet resilience. Imagine the scene as if the market itself holds its breath, the soft hum of conversation continuing, yet somehow slightly muted by the weight of this new presence. Even the soft clinking of coins and distant laughter seem to slow, echoing the steady, deliberate pace of the sorcerer's approach. The magician's voice, when he speaks, is calm, almost melodic, yet carrying a hidden authority. It doesn't shout or demand attention. Instead, it draws you in, coaxing curiosity and careful thought. Imagine him greeting Aladdin with a slow, measured tone, his words deliberate, each syllable echoing softly in the boy's mind. The calmness of his voice contrasts with the subtle intensity of his eyes, creating a delicate tension that feels both safe and intriguing, like the gentle unfolding of a mystery waiting to be discovered. Even the faintest gestures, a slow wave of his hand, a slight tilt of the head, communicate purpose, guiding Aladdin without overt force. As Aladdin meets the sorcerer's gaze, he feels a mix of curiosity and caution. The boy senses that this is no ordinary man. There is a quiet gravity in his presence, a weight of experience and knowledge that commands respect. Yet there is also a gentle invitation, an almost imperceptible encouragement to follow, to explore, to step beyond the familiar streets of the market and into a world that is both new and quietly thrilling. Imagine yourself alongside Aladdin, feeling the same gentle pull of intrigue, aware of the calm suspense building slowly, like the soft rise of a tide under a tranquil moonlit sky. The magician moves with quiet precision through the market, drawing attention subtly yet deliberately. He navigates the stalls with ease, avoiding obstacles, greeting a merchant with a slight nod, passing unnoticed by most, yet leaving an indelible impression on those who are observant. Aladdin watches, fascinated by the calm confidence, the soft authority, and the almost hypnotic presence of this figure. It is a moment of quiet learning, of observation, as Aladdin absorbs not only the sorcerer's appearance but also the underlying energy that seems to ripple just beneath the surface. Every detail, the flow of his robe, the glint of his eyes, the slow, purposeful movement of his hands, tells a story without words, revealing patience, intelligence, and a quiet power. As the day unfolds, the sorcerer begins to weave a soft web of conversation and suggestion, speaking to Aladdin with gentle, deliberate words. Imagine the calm cadence of his speech, each phrase carefully chosen, inviting Aladdin to imagine possibilities, to think beyond the boundaries of his familiar world. The sorcerer does not force or command. Instead, he guides, hints, and inspires curiosity. There is a subtle magic in this approach, a quiet seduction of the mind that draws Aladdin forward, step by measured step, toward an encounter that will change the rhythm of his life. Even in this initial meeting, the careful listener can sense the slow, inevitable unfolding of events, a story bending gently toward destiny. Despite the subtle tension, the market continues its gentle, rhythmic life. The soft murmur of conversation, the distant laughter of children, and the muted clinking of coins provide a calming backdrop, a contrast that makes the sorcerer's presence even more pronounced without feeling threatening. Aladdin feels the contrast between the ordinary world and the quiet, extraordinary presence of the magician, a contrast that is both intriguing and soothing. It is a delicate balance, one that holds the listener in gentle anticipation, like the soft pause between inhaling and exhaling, a moment pregnant with possibility yet devoid of alarm. As the sun dips lower in the sky, casting long, warm shadows across the market, the magician's plan begins to reveal itself slowly, deliberately. He speaks softly of hidden opportunities, treasures waiting to be discovered, and tasks that require cleverness and courage. Aladdin listens intently, drawn by the calm authority and quiet mystery of the man before him. There is no rush, no abrupt urgency, only a slow, mesmerizing unfolding of intentions, designed to capture curiosity while maintaining a sense of calm. The air feels thick with quiet potential, a magic that is more subtle than obvious, more felt than seen, guiding both Aladdin and the listener deeper into the story. And so, the sorcerer's presence in Aladdin's life begins not with dramatic fanfare, but with quiet observation, gentle guidance, and subtle intrigue. He moves through the world like a soft shadow, drawing attention in measured increments, revealing power in calm, deliberate gestures. Every interaction, every glance, every word carries layers of intention, inviting Aladdin, and us, to lean in, to notice, to feel the gentle pull of destiny. And as we imagine this moment, the calm rhythm of the market, the soft warmth of the sun, and the subtle tension of the magician's presence combine to carry the listener further into relaxation, preparing the mind and body for the slow, mesmerizing journey of Aladdin's adventure to come.
The day had slowly faded, and as Aladdin followed the sorcerer through winding streets and quiet alleys, he felt a gentle sense of anticipation, a curiosity that mingled with cautious wonder. The path they traveled seemed almost enchanted, as if the air itself carried a hushed promise of discovery. Picture the soft glow of the evening sun, casting warm shadows on the walls of the buildings, the cool breeze drifting through narrow alleys, rustling leaves and stirring gentle whispers of distant voices. The city, familiar moments ago, now feels different, more mysterious, more alive, as if every corner holds a secret waiting to be unveiled. Eventually, they arrive at a large, nondescript doorway tucked between tall buildings. The sorcerer's presence feels even more pronounced here, a quiet intensity that fills the space like the faint hum of magic waiting to be acknowledged. He gestures toward the door, his movement deliberate and unhurried, inviting Aladdin to step forward. Imagine the boy's small hand reaching for the rough, wooden surface, feeling the texture beneath his fingers, the slight unevenness that speaks of age and hidden stories. The door opens not with a creak or a bang, but with a smooth, almost reverent motion, as though it has been waiting for this precise moment for years. Inside lies a cave unlike any Aladdin has ever imagined. The air is cooler here, carrying a faint scent of earth and stone, mingled with the subtle perfume of hidden treasures. Shadows stretch along the walls, soft and comforting rather than dark and threatening. Stalactites hang gently from the ceiling, and the faint drip of water echoes softly, creating a rhythm that blends with the quiet heartbeat of the boy. Imagine walking slowly through this space, noticing every detail, the way light reflects off hidden gems, the subtle glimmer of gold coins stacked in orderly piles, the soft sparkle of jewels that seem to catch the very essence of the fading sunlight. Each object, each shadow, each sound contributes to a sense of wonder, drawing Aladdin, and the listener, deeper into the gentle magic of the cave. The sorcerer speaks softly, guiding Aladdin with calm instructions, each word measured and deliberate. His tone is soothing yet authoritative, drawing attention without raising alarm. Imagine the boy's eyes widening as he follows the instructions, curiosity blossoming in his chest, mingled with a quiet nervousness. He senses that the cave holds not just treasures but also a story, a history layered into every stone, every object, every corner of the space. It is a place of secrets, of potential, and of slow, mesmerizing discovery, perfectly designed to draw the imagination inward, toward wonder and calm fascination. Among the treasures, Aladdin notices a small, unassuming ring lying quietly on a pedestal of soft velvet. The sorcerer gestures toward it, and a faint warmth seems to radiate from the metal itself. Imagine Aladdin lifting the ring gently, feeling its smooth surface and subtle weight, a sense of quiet power settling in his hands. It is ordinary and extraordinary all at once, simple yet holding potential far beyond his understanding. The ring, like the cave itself, carries a soft magic that invites imagination to wander freely, encouraging the listener to visualize the scene in rich, gentle detail. Then there is the lamp, tucked away in a small alcove, its surface worn and ancient, yet glowing with a faint inner light that calls quietly to the boy. Aladdin reaches for it carefully, feeling the contours of the metal, the faint warmth beneath his fingertips. Imagine how his breath catches softly, a mixture of awe and wonder, as he senses that this object is no ordinary possession. The lamp is still, silent, yet it hums with a promise, an almost imperceptible vibration that seems to echo in the chest like the faint thrum of a distant heartbeat. Every detail, the shape, the texture, the gentle gleam of its surface, adds to the quiet magic of the moment. The cave itself seems alive in subtle ways. Soft glimmers reflect across walls, colors shifting like a gentle dance of light and shadow. Tiny pools of water catch the fading light, rippling faintly with each movement of air, creating delicate reflections on the rough stone. The air carries a hint of mystery and wonder, not in a threatening way, but in a way that invites imagination to explore, to notice, to wander calmly through a space that is at once ordinary and extraordinary. Aladdin steps carefully, his movements measured and thoughtful, learning the rhythm of this hidden world and feeling the quiet power that hums softly beneath every surface. As he explores, he begins to sense that the cave is not merely a storage of treasures but a place of infinite potential, a space where possibilities stretch as far as the imagination can reach. The gems, gold, and artifacts each tell a story, though quietly, subtly, almost like whispers meant to be felt rather than heard. Imagine the boy's gaze lingering on each object, noticing the smallest details, the way light plays across surfaces, the faint shimmer that suggests histories untold. Every observation, every careful step, brings him closer to understanding that his life is about to change, that a gentle magic, slow and deliberate, is beginning to weave its presence into the rhythm of his ordinary world. And so, Aladdin stands in the cave, holding the ring, reaching toward the lamp, surrounded by treasures and quiet wonder. The sorcerer watches silently, the soft intensity of his gaze guiding yet not commanding, allowing the boy to absorb the magic in his own way. The air is still, the shadows long, and the faint sound of dripping water creates a meditative cadence. Every detail, the subtle gleam of gold, the soft warmth of the ring, the muted light reflecting off ancient walls, invites the listener to slow down, to breathe deeply, to imagine, and to let the gentle suspense carry the mind forward. This is a space of calm curiosity, of measured anticipation, and of quiet magic, perfectly poised to introduce the next chapter of Aladdin's extraordinary adventure. As Aladdin's fingers close around the ancient lamp, a faint vibration seems to pass through his hands, subtle yet undeniable, like the soft echo of a heartbeat in a quiet room. The cave, already rich with the gentle shimmer of treasures and glimmering gold, seems to pause for a moment, as if waiting for the next chapter to begin. Shadows stretch slowly across the walls, light catching in unexpected ways, reflecting off coins and gemstones to create a soft, dancing mosaic around the boy. Every detail, the cool touch of stone beneath his feet, the slight warmth of the lamp in his palms, the muted drip of water in the distance, invites the mind to slow, to notice, to breathe in the calm magic that surrounds him. Then, in a gentle swirl of air and quiet energy, the lamp responds. Imagine a faint glow beginning to seep from its spout, a soft, golden light that warms the hands and face, not harsh or startling, but mesmerizing, almost hypnotic. The air fills with a faint hum, a vibration that feels alive yet soothing, carrying a sense of presence, of awareness, of something extraordinary quietly waiting to be known. Aladdin leans closer, curiosity mingled with awe, sensing that this lamp is unlike anything he has ever encountered. There is no rush, no sudden eruption of magic, only a calm, deliberate emergence, like the slow bloom of a flower at dawn. From within the lamp comes a voice, deep and resonant, soft yet commanding attention. It is the voice of the genie, ancient and wise, carrying with it the weight of countless centuries and the gentle authority of untold power. Imagine the voice weaving through the quiet cave, its tone like a soft melody, inviting calm and respect, not fear. "I am here," it says, "and I await your call." Aladdin, still holding the lamp, feels a mixture of wonder and quiet reverence, understanding instinctively that this is no ordinary being. Every word, every vibration of the voice, seems to ripple through the very air, filling the cave with a gentle presence that is both thrilling and soothing. The genie's form begins to emerge slowly, a soft, luminous figure that flows like smoke or mist yet carries weight and substance. There is a grace in every movement, a deliberate unfolding that is mesmerizing to watch. Imagine the gentle curves of light swirling around, expanding, contracting, yet always calm, always measured, like the ebb and flow of a quiet tide. The genie's eyes, glowing softly, convey a depth of wisdom and warmth that is almost tangible, inviting trust and patience. Even in the vast power that radiates from this being, there is a sense of gentle kindness, a reminder that magic, when approached with respect and calm, is a companion rather than a threat. Aladdin listens as the genie speaks, explaining the gifts contained within the lamp, the rules, the possibilities. The language is slow, deliberate, almost like a soft chant, each word chosen to carry both meaning and calm. Imagine the boy absorbing this information, not with fear or haste, but with measured curiosity. The genie's presence is like a gentle current, guiding thought and imagination, showing that even the most extraordinary power can coexist with peace and reflection. The lamp, the ring, the treasures of the cave, all begin to take on new significance, not merely as objects of wealth, but as instruments of possibility, wisdom, and careful choice. In this quiet exchange, Aladdin begins to feel the subtle ways in which the genie is both protector and guide. There is a rhythm to the interaction, a cadence that mirrors breathing. Inhale, absorb, exhale, reflect. Imagine yourself as a silent observer, feeling the calm energy in the cave, noticing the delicate play of light across stone and metal, hearing the gentle hum of the genie's voice, and sensing the weight of history that permeates every corner. The cave transforms from a simple chamber of treasures into a sanctuary of quiet wonder, a space where magic and humanity meet in gentle harmony. The first wishes are discussed carefully, with the genie offering guidance in soft tones. Aladdin's mind moves slowly, considering the possibilities, imagining outcomes without urgency or alarm. The genie, patient and deliberate, listens to the boy's thoughts and offers subtle suggestions, never imposing, always encouraging calm reflection. Picture the boy whispering his wishes, feeling the power of the lamp respond softly, a gentle warmth radiating outward. There is a profound sense of connection, a quiet understanding that even extraordinary power carries responsibility, and that careful thought and intention are as important as the magic itself. As Aladdin begins to make his first wishes, the cave seems to respond to the gentle energy. Shadows shift gracefully across walls, faint glimmers of light dance on the gold and jewels, and the air seems to thrum softly, in harmony with the boy's calm heartbeat. The genie moves with fluid grace, fulfilling each wish with deliberate care, ensuring that every act of magic feels natural, measured, and comforting. Imagine the boy watching as objects appear or transform, not in dramatic bursts, but with a soft, almost hypnotic unfolding, each change reinforcing the gentle rhythm of discovery and wonder. Even as the story unfolds, there is no rush, no abrupt surprises, only the steady, soothing flow of magical possibilities meeting thoughtful intention. Aladdin begins to understand that magic, when approached with patience and respect, can be a source of joy, insight, and gentle transformation. The lamp is not merely an object, it is a companion, a guide, a quiet mentor in the soft cadence of life. And as you, the listener, imagine each flicker of light, each soft hum, each deliberate movement, your own mind slows, your body relaxes, and the gentle magic of the cave carries you deeper into calm, preparing you for sleep while remaining immersed in the wonder of Aladdin's journey. And so, in this moment, Aladdin stands in the softly glowing cave, holding the lamp, feeling the presence of the genie, surrounded by treasures and shadows that dance quietly in the gentle light. The air hums with possibilities, each one slow, deliberate, and mesmerizing. The boy begins to understand, in a way that is both calm and profound, that his life is about to change, and that the magic he has discovered is as much about patience, thoughtfulness, and quiet courage as it is about extraordinary power. The genie's soft glow, the calm shimmer of treasures, and the gentle echo of history combine to create a moment of wonder, stillness, and perfect, bedtime-ready enchantment. As the soft glow of the lamp fills the cave, Aladdin feels a quiet sense of awe settle over him. The treasures, once just objects of glittering beauty, now seem to hum with possibility, each one imbued with a sense of gentle magic. Imagine the soft shimmer of gold coins, the faint glint of gemstones, and the subtle play of light across the surfaces of ancient artifacts. Every object seems to hold a story, quietly waiting to be noticed, to be imagined, to be brought to life in the mind's eye. The cave, once a place of mere wealth, becomes a sanctuary of quiet discovery, a haven where the boy's curiosity and courage are nurtured in equal measure. Aladdin begins to explore this vast trove with careful attention, his fingers brushing over each item with gentle reverence. He notices small details, the way a ruby catches the light, the intricate carvings etched into a wooden chest, the delicate filigree of a golden ring. Each observation is slow and deliberate, allowing him to absorb not just the physical beauty of the treasures, but the whispers of history embedded in them. Imagine standing beside him, feeling the soft weight of anticipation, noticing the interplay of light and shadow, the faint echo of the dripping water, the cool stone beneath your feet, all combining to create a sense of calm immersion. The ring he discovered earlier glows faintly in his hand, a quiet warmth that seems to pulse with its own rhythm. Aladdin turns it slowly, examining its smooth surface and simple elegance, sensing that it carries power beyond his immediate understanding. There is no fear in this moment, only gentle wonder, a feeling that even the smallest object can hold profound significance. The ring, like the lamp, teaches a subtle lesson, that magic often resides in the unassuming, in things that may appear ordinary at first glance, but contain extraordinary potential when approached with respect and careful attention. As he moves deeper into the cave, Aladdin notices a small alcove tucked into a shadowed corner. Within it lies a collection of scrolls, each one bound in soft, worn leather. Their edges are frayed, and their surfaces are inscribed with intricate, flowing script. Imagine him picking one up carefully, feeling the texture of the parchment beneath his fingers, sensing the weight of knowledge and history contained within. Each scroll seems to whisper quietly, offering wisdom, stories, and subtle guidance to those who take the time to listen. The cave becomes not only a space of material wealth but a repository of knowledge and imagination, a place where both treasure and learning intertwine in gentle harmony. Aladdin takes a moment to breathe, allowing the calm rhythm of the cave to settle around him. The soft hum of the genie, the faint trickle of water, the warm light of the lamp, all combine to create a soothing atmosphere. Imagine the boy pausing, closing his eyes briefly, and feeling the gentle weight of responsibility settle over him. Though he is only a child, there is a growing awareness that his actions within this cave, his choices regarding the lamp and its magic, will shape his destiny in ways both subtle and profound. The cave itself seems to recognize this quiet moment, holding space for reflection, growth, and careful decision-making. Then, the genie speaks again, his voice calm and resonant, offering guidance not through force but through gentle suggestion. "Consider your wishes carefully," he says. "Magic is powerful, but it is most potent when guided by thoughtfulness, patience, and a steady heart." Aladdin listens intently, absorbing the advice with a quiet seriousness that seems almost beyond his years. Imagine the soft cadence of the genie's words echoing through the cavern, blending with the faint hum of air currents, the soft glimmer of treasures, and the rhythmic drip of water, creating an atmosphere of meditative calm. As the boy contemplates his first wishes, he feels a mixture of excitement and gentle apprehension. He understands that each desire carries weight, that each wish has the potential to shape his world. The genie's presence is a comforting guide, offering quiet reassurance and subtle insight, helping Aladdin navigate this new realm of possibility without fear or haste. Picture him speaking softly to the lamp, his voice steady, deliberate, as the gentle glow of the genie responds, illuminating the cave in shifting patterns of light and shadow. Every flicker, every reflection, adds to the calm enchantment of the space, drawing the listener deeper into the scene and into a state of quiet wonder. The first wish unfolds slowly, almost ceremoniously, as the genie manifests the desired outcome with deliberate grace. Objects appear, shapes shift, and the air seems to vibrate softly with the energy of creation. Imagine Aladdin watching, fascinated, feeling the hum of the lamp beneath his hands, sensing the quiet power of the genie's presence. There is no urgency, no abruptness, only a slow, mesmerizing transformation that allows every detail to be absorbed fully. Each change reinforces the rhythm of the cave, the gentle cadence of discovery, and the soft magic that flows through every interaction. As the cave settles back into its calm state, Aladdin begins to reflect on the implications of his newfound power. He feels the weight of responsibility, tempered by the guidance of the genie and the soft thrill of possibility. The treasures around him, the ring in his hand, the glowing lamp, all become symbols not just of wealth, but of careful thought, observation, and the quiet courage required to navigate the unknown. Imagine him taking a slow, deep breath, feeling the warmth of the lamp, the gentle light reflecting off nearby coins, and the soft echoes of the genie's voice, all combining to create a sense of serene, contemplative wonder. By the time he steps back from the treasures, Aladdin has gained not only objects of immense value but also a deeper understanding of the care, patience, and mindfulness necessary to wield them wisely. The cave, with its soft shadows and glowing light, becomes a teacher as much as a place of magic, showing him that even extraordinary power can be approached with calm, measured attention. Imagine yourself standing alongside him, breathing in the quiet magic, feeling the rhythmic cadence of the space, and absorbing the gentle lessons that unfold, preparing both body and mind for rest while remaining fully immersed in the wonder of Aladdin's journey. The following days after Aladdin's first encounter with the genie unfold slowly, like the gentle turning of a page in a well-loved book. Imagine him returning to the streets of his neighborhood with a new sense of awareness, carrying the lamp carefully hidden beneath his robe. The city, familiar yet now infused with subtle layers of possibility, seems different. Shadows stretch longer in the morning sun, the soft chatter of neighbors carries hidden rhythms, and the warm glow of lanterns in alleyways at dusk casts gentle, mesmerizing patterns. Everything feels quieter, more intimate, as if the world itself is giving him space to breathe, to think, and to imagine the unfolding of the adventures ahead. Aladdin begins to understand the profound responsibility of holding such power. The lamp is not simply a tool for wishes, it is a companion, a silent observer, and a guide. Imagine him carefully testing small wishes, experimenting with gentle changes that affect the immediate surroundings, a pile of sand subtly shifted, a small coin appearing in his hand, the soft illumination of a hidden alleyway. The genie responds with the same calm deliberation as before, ensuring that each manifestation of magic is precise, measured, and harmonious with the rhythm of the boy's life. The gentle interplay between Aladdin and the genie forms a quiet dance of cause and effect, patience and imagination. In the quiet moments between magic, Aladdin returns to his daily life. He wanders through the market, observing familiar merchants and neighbors with new insight, noticing details he had once overlooked. Imagine the soft ripple of a breeze through hanging fabrics, the way sunlight catches on a pot of coins, or the gentle shimmer of water in a fountain. Aladdin's interactions with the world carry a subtle curiosity now, a calm attentiveness that guides his steps and softens his movements. The ordinary life of the city continues, rhythmic and steady, providing a grounding balance to the extraordinary possibilities that rest within his hands. Evenings are the most magical for reflection. As lanterns flicker on rooftops and shadows stretch lazily across narrow streets, Aladdin sits quietly in a courtyard, the lamp resting beside him. He feels the warmth of its glow and the quiet hum of the genie's presence, a companion in silence. Imagine the boy's gaze tracing the patterns of light on the walls, the gentle sway of branches in the evening breeze, the faint echo of distant conversations. Each moment carries a sense of serenity, a rhythm that is soft, deliberate, and comforting, allowing him to process the lessons and possibilities that the lamp presents. The city itself seems to hold its breath, embracing the quiet magic in a way that mirrors the calm curiosity growing within Aladdin. Aladdin's understanding of the lamp and its power grows gradually. He experiments with creativity and imagination, using small wishes to solve minor challenges or help those around him, always with thoughtful consideration. Imagine him conjuring a small basket of fresh fruit for a neighbor or gently illuminating a dark alley so that children can play safely. Each action reinforces the lesson that magic, while powerful, is most meaningful when used thoughtfully and with care. There is a subtle joy in these acts, a quiet thrill in seeing the consequences of his choices unfold gently, without rush or tension. The relationship between Aladdin and the genie deepens with each passing day. The genie, while capable of immense power, speaks softly, guiding the boy through subtle lessons in patience, awareness, and discernment. Picture the calm, almost hypnotic cadence of the genie's words, blending with the soft hum of air through the courtyard, the quiet ripple of distant water, and the gentle flicker of lantern light. Each suggestion, each gentle correction, is not imposed but offered, allowing Aladdin to internalize wisdom slowly, thoughtfully, and in a way that nurtures his character. The process is as much about quiet reflection as it is about magic, a lullaby of experience that shapes the boy's mind as softly as the night shapes the sky. As Aladdin grows more confident in his abilities, he begins to understand that magic is intertwined with intention. Every wish, no matter how small, carries consequences. Imagine him pondering a decision carefully, the warm glow of the lamp illuminating his face, the hum of the genie's presence offering calm guidance. He visualizes outcomes slowly, imagining the ripple effect of each choice on himself, on those around him, and on the delicate balance of the world he inhabits. The lesson is clear. True power lies not in impulse but in measured, thoughtful action, in harmony with the gentle rhythm of life itself. In these quiet explorations, Aladdin also learns about humility and restraint. The allure of gold and jewels, of grandeur and opulence, is strong, yet he discovers the profound satisfaction of subtle, meaningful acts. Imagine him placing a small gem in a child's hand, guiding a lost animal back to its owner, or creating a gentle breeze to cool a warm afternoon. Each act, small and deliberate, carries the quiet joy of understanding and connection. The magic of the lamp becomes a mirror, reflecting not just the boy's desires but also the values he chooses to nurture, the patience he cultivates, and the gentle courage that will serve him in moments yet unseen. The rhythm of life with the lamp grows steadily, harmonizing with the daily cadence of the city. The soft sounds of markets, the gentle laughter of children, the distant murmur of conversation, all weave seamlessly with the quiet presence of magic. Imagine Aladdin walking through this world with a new awareness, each step measured, each breath slow and deliberate, feeling the balance between ordinary life and extraordinary potential. This delicate dance of rhythm, reflection, and wonder prepares both Aladdin and the listener for the next unfolding chapter, setting the stage for adventures that are both gentle and thrilling, subtle yet profoundly magical. And so, as twilight descends and the lanterns glow softly, Aladdin sits quietly with the lamp at his side. The genie hovers gently, a calm presence, a guide in silence. Imagine the warmth, the soft vibration of magic, the rhythmic pulse of the cave and city combined, all creating a lullaby of calm, reflection, and quiet anticipation. Every detail, the glow of the lamp, the hum of the genie, the gentle sway of branches in the breeze, guides the listener further into relaxation, preparing the mind and body for the continued journey of Aladdin's adventure, and for the gentle surrender to sleep that awaits. As days pass, Aladdin becomes more comfortable with the gentle presence of the genie and the lamp, yet he begins to sense the subtle ways in which the world outside the cave has changed for him. The streets of the city, once familiar in their rhythm and texture, now carry an added layer of intrigue and quiet possibility. Imagine him walking slowly through narrow alleys, feeling the warmth of sunlit stone beneath his feet, the soft brush of a breeze through hanging fabrics, and the faint scent of spices drifting from market stalls. Every detail seems heightened, as though the city itself recognizes that something extraordinary has quietly entered the boy's life. The city's inhabitants, too, play their part in this gentle unfolding of Aladdin's story. Merchants arrange their goods with subtle artistry, the soft clink of coins punctuating the slow hum of conversation. Children chase one another through sun-warmed courtyards, their laughter echoing like soft music across clay walls. Even the distant clatter of carts and the rustle of leaves in the wind contribute to a rhythm that is both grounding and mesmerizing. Aladdin moves within this world with a newfound awareness, noticing patterns, textures, and sounds that he had once overlooked, learning that magic exists not only in the lamp but also in the subtle fabric of everyday life. Aladdin's curiosity grows steadily, tempered by the calm guidance of the genie. The magical companion encourages him to explore, observe, and reflect before acting, teaching that patience often yields richer rewards than haste. Imagine the soft glow of the lamp illuminating his path as he ventures through quiet streets at dusk, feeling the gentle weight of responsibility settle comfortably in his chest. The genie's voice, calm and deliberate, offers suggestions rather than commands, allowing Aladdin to develop discernment and careful judgment. Every interaction reinforces the lesson that true power lies in measured action, in quiet observation, and in the thoughtful alignment of intention with consequence. The boy begins to notice contrasts within the city, shadows and light, stillness and movement, simplicity and subtle complexity. He watches as a merchant carefully arranges vibrant fabrics in a stall, each fold catching the soft sunlight in a way that seems almost deliberate, as if to teach a lesson in patience and attention to detail. He observes a child navigating a tricky set of steps, learning balance and awareness through play. These ordinary moments, simple yet profound, resonate with Aladdin, echoing the quiet lessons embedded in the magic of the lamp. Each observation carries a gentle reminder that the world is full of subtleties, that quiet care and attention often reveal more than force or haste ever could. Evenings become a time of reflection, when the city slows and lanterns glow softly in every courtyard and alley. Aladdin often sits quietly with the lamp beside him, feeling the warmth of its glow and the comforting presence of the genie. Imagine the faint flicker of light reflecting on clay walls, the gentle rustle of leaves in a nearby tree, and the muted hum of distant conversations. In these moments, Aladdin allows himself to ponder both the power he holds and the responsibility it entails. Each reflection is gentle, deliberate, and calm, teaching him to move through life with patience, integrity, and measured courage. Aladdin begins to experiment with small acts of kindness and creativity, guided by the genie's quiet counsel. Imagine him conjuring a small basket of fruit for a neighbor, creating a gentle breeze to cool the afternoon sun, or illuminating a darkened path for a child to safely follow. Each action, though seemingly minor, carries profound meaning, reinforcing the idea that magic is not just about grandeur or spectacle, but about thoughtful intention and harmonious interaction with the world. The boy learns that even subtle acts can ripple outward, touching lives in quiet, meaningful ways. In addition to practical acts, Aladdin's imagination flourishes in the gentle rhythm of his life. The genie encourages him to envision possibilities, to consider not just what is, but what could be, in a careful, deliberate manner. Imagine him sitting beneath a tree, the lamp glowing softly at his side, as he envisions distant lands, hidden treasures, and the lives of people he has never met. The cave and city blend seamlessly in his mind, a soft tapestry of light, shadow, and gentle magic. This imaginative exploration, guided by calm reflection and the genie's wisdom, strengthens both his creativity and his patience, preparing him for challenges and discoveries yet to come. Aladdin also begins to understand that restraint is as important as action. The allure of wealth, grandeur, and immediate gratification is strong, yet he learns the quiet satisfaction of thoughtful, deliberate use of magic. Imagine him resisting the temptation to summon grand riches, instead choosing small, meaningful outcomes that benefit himself and others. Each choice reinforces a gentle moral lesson, a slow, calming reminder that power is best exercised with care, and that wisdom grows through observation, reflection, and patience. The lamp becomes not just a source of magic, but a teacher of life's quiet, enduring truths. The rhythm of daily life and magic grows harmonious over time. The city's gentle sounds, the laughter of children, the soft murmur of conversation, the distant clatter of carts, blend with the quiet hum of the genie and the warm glow of the lamp. Imagine Aladdin walking through streets now familiar yet subtly transformed, moving with purpose, awareness, and calm curiosity. Each step, each interaction, each small act of magic reinforces the lessons he has learned: patience, observation, mindfulness, and the gentle balance between possibility and responsibility. And so, Aladdin's days flow with quiet grace, each one a delicate dance of ordinary life and extraordinary magic. He learns to navigate both realms with care, absorbing lessons from the city, the genie, and the lamp itself. Imagine the boy standing beneath a softly glowing lantern, the warmth of the lamp beside him, the quiet hum of the genie in the air, and the gentle rhythm of the world surrounding him. Every detail, the soft light, the faint echoes of the city, the serene presence of magic, carries the listener into a calm, immersive state, perfectly suited for reflection, relaxation, and the gentle unfolding of sleep, while remaining fully engaged in the wonder of Aladdin's journey. As Aladdin becomes more comfortable with the gentle rhythm of his life and the presence of the genie, he begins to notice subtle changes in himself. His awareness of the world around him deepens, his curiosity sharpens, and his patience grows like a quiet, steady flame. Imagine him walking slowly through the city streets, feeling the textured warmth of stone beneath his feet, listening to the soft cadence of conversations, and noticing details that once went unnoticed: the delicate sway of a curtain in the breeze, the faint aroma of spices drifting from a nearby stall, the gentle pattern of sunlight as it filters through leaves. Each observation, absorbed in calm contemplation, begins to shape Aladdin's understanding of life and the subtle magic that surrounds him. With the lamp close at hand, Aladdin experiments cautiously, testing the boundaries of its quiet power. The genie, ever patient, guides him gently, offering subtle advice in measured tones. Magic, the genie whispers softly, is strongest when guided by thoughtfulness, intention, and a steady heart. Aladdin listens intently, feeling the wisdom in those words settle into his mind like soft, settling dust. He begins to understand that the lamp is not merely an object of immediate gratification, but a teacher, a mirror reflecting his choices and intentions, helping him to grow quietly and deliberately into someone capable of navigating both ordinary life and extraordinary opportunities. Imagine Aladdin's first small, deliberate experiment with magic. He wishes for a single flower to bloom in a quiet courtyard, and the genie responds with measured precision, allowing the petals to unfold gently, shimmering with dew in the morning sunlight. The boy watches closely, mesmerized by the careful interplay of light, color, and form. The act is simple yet profound, a gentle reminder that magic, when exercised thoughtfully, has the power to enhance the beauty already present in the world rather than overwhelm it. Every movement of the petals, every shift in light across the courtyard, becomes a lesson in patience, observation, and quiet wonder. As days pass, Aladdin becomes increasingly attuned to the subtleties of the lamp and the world it connects him to. He notices how the hum of the genie harmonizes with the quiet rhythms of the city, the soft laughter of children, the distant clatter of carts, the faint ripple of wind through branches. Each sound, each movement, is absorbed with a calm attentiveness that transforms ordinary life into a living, breathing canvas. Imagine him pausing in an alleyway to watch a shadow stretch across textured walls, or listening to the gentle trickle of water from a fountain, feeling as though even the smallest details are infused with meaning and potential. The genie's lessons extend beyond simple magic. Aladdin begins to understand subtle concepts of responsibility and foresight, learning that every choice, even a small one, carries consequences. He experiments with wishes carefully, testing gentle effects. A soft breeze to cool a hot afternoon, a hidden coin to aid a struggling merchant, the illumination of a darkened alley for safe passage. Each act is deliberate, slow, and considered, reinforcing the idea that power, when exercised with thought and care, can harmonize with the natural rhythm of the world rather than disrupt it. The boy's imagination flourishes within these boundaries, each small act of magic providing a quiet sense of mastery and confidence. In the evenings, the city transforms into a tranquil haven, perfect for reflection. Lanterns glow softly on rooftops and in courtyards, casting gentle patterns of light and shadow across clay walls and cobblestones. Imagine Aladdin sitting quietly with the lamp beside him, the genie hovering in calm presence, as he contemplates the lessons of the day. The soft flicker of light, the faint hum of magic, and the gentle murmur of distant conversations create an atmosphere of meditative calm. Each moment becomes a quiet bridge between action and understanding, a gentle space where the boy can internalize lessons, dream creatively, and imagine the possibilities of his future with care and patience. Aladdin also begins to notice contrasts more keenly, the interplay between shadow and light, motion and stillness, abundance and scarcity. He observes merchants arranging their goods with care, children playing in rhythmic patterns, and neighbors exchanging thoughtful greetings. These observations teach him subtle insights into human behavior, patience, and the beauty of deliberate action. Imagine him quietly assisting a neighbor by creating a small, invisible nudge of magic to make a task easier, or using the lamp's power to brighten a darkened path for others, each act done with consideration and gentle intent. The city itself, alive with everyday life, becomes a teacher alongside the genie, guiding Aladdin in lessons of empathy, observation, and balance. As he grows more confident, Aladdin begins to experiment with imaginative possibilities. He visualizes distant lands, hidden treasures, and the intricate lives of people he has never met. The genie encourages him to explore these visions slowly, with patience and care, showing that magic is most effective when combined with thoughtful reflection. Imagine the boy sitting beneath the soft glow of a lantern, tracing shapes in the air as he imagines outcomes, and feeling the subtle hum of the genie's energy harmonize with his own heartbeat. Each visualization becomes a gentle rehearsal of wisdom, courage, and creativity, preparing him for challenges that lie ahead while keeping the mind calm and focused. Through these gentle explorations, Aladdin also learns restraint. The allure of immediate gratification is strong, yet he discovers the quiet satisfaction of measured action. He understands that true magic lies not in grand gestures, but in thoughtful, deliberate choices that harmonize with both intention and consequence. Imagine him resisting a temptation to summon riches or power unnecessarily, instead choosing subtle outcomes that help himself and others. Each choice reinforces a gentle moral lesson, instilling patience, mindfulness, and quiet courage, teaching that magic is most meaningful when guided by the heart as much as the mind. As twilight descends, the city slows, and Aladdin sits quietly with the lamp glowing beside him. The genie hovers softly, a calm presence guiding reflection and imagination. Imagine the warm light flickering across his features, the subtle vibration of magic in the air, and the gentle rhythm of the surrounding streets and alleys. The boy breathes slowly, absorbing the lessons of patience, observation, imagination, and restraint, feeling himself harmonize with the gentle cadence of the world. This moment of quiet reflection, rich in sensory detail and calm energy, deepens the listener's immersion and prepares both mind and body for rest while remaining fully engaged in the story of Aladdin's journey. As time passes, Aladdin grows increasingly aware of the delicate balance between the magical world of the lamp and the ordinary world around him. The city streets, once familiar and predictable, now hold a quiet sense of potential, as if every corner might conceal a subtle opportunity or a gentle surprise. Imagine him walking slowly along the worn cobblestones, feeling the uneven texture beneath his feet, hearing the distant laughter of children playing in sun-warmed courtyards, and noticing the faint scent of spices drifting lazily from a nearby market stall. Each step is deliberate, each breath calm, and every detail contributes to a growing sense of mindfulness that Aladdin carries into both his ordinary life and the extraordinary possibilities offered by the lamp. Aladdin begins to explore the deeper lessons embedded in his interactions with the genie. The magical companion's presence is calm and steady, a soft hum of guidance that encourages careful thought rather than impulsive action. Imagine the genie speaking in gentle tones, offering subtle suggestions, helping Aladdin consider the consequences of small wishes and minor actions. Even a simple change, a flower blooming in a courtyard, a coin appearing in a struggling merchant's hand, carries lessons about responsibility, empathy, and the impact of one's choices. The genie's wisdom is never hurried or forceful, it flows like a quiet current, gently shaping the boy's understanding of power, intention, and patience. The city itself becomes a teacher, revealing contrasts and lessons in everyday life. Aladdin observes the interplay of shadow and light, the rhythmic dance of people moving through narrow streets, and the quiet gestures that reveal care, kindness, or ingenuity. Imagine him pausing to watch a merchant carefully arranging vibrant fabrics, noticing how each fold captures sunlight and casts soft shadows, or a child balancing along a ledge with careful concentration, learning subtly through play. These seemingly ordinary observations echo the lessons of the genie, showing Aladdin that patience, attention, and quiet observation are as powerful as any magical ability he possesses. Evenings are especially serene, a time when the city slows and lanterns glow softly in courtyards and alleyways. Aladdin often sits in these spaces, the lamp resting quietly beside him, its faint warmth radiating into the cool evening air. Imagine the gentle flicker of lantern light across textured walls, the soft rustle of leaves in the breeze, and the distant murmur of conversation blending into a calming, rhythmic backdrop. In these moments, Aladdin reflects on the lessons of the day, the balance between action and restraint, the consequences of wishes, and the subtle joy of helping others. Each reflection is slow and deliberate, reinforcing the idea that magic is most meaningful when paired with mindfulness and care. Aladdin experiments with creative applications of the lamp, always with gentle intent. He uses magic to enhance beauty and kindness, rather than to seek instant gratification or grand displays. Imagine him wishing for a small fountain to flow in a dusty courtyard, its water catching the lantern light and creating delicate reflections on surrounding walls, or gently illuminating a narrow path so that children can play safely as dusk falls. Each act is imbued with thoughtfulness, teaching Aladdin that even subtle gestures can ripple outward in meaningful ways. The genie facilitates these small manifestations with calm precision, allowing each outcome to unfold naturally, reinforcing the rhythm of careful observation and quiet satisfaction. Over time, Aladdin learns restraint and self-discipline. The temptation of immediate gain, the allure of gold, wealth, and grandeur, is strong, Yet he discovers a deeper contentment in measured, deliberate action. Imagine him resisting the urge to summon treasures merely for himself, instead using his magical abilities to help those around him or to cultivate knowledge, insight, and creativity. Each choice becomes a gentle reinforcement of moral growth, emphasizing that true power lies in understanding, empathy, and restraint, rather than in force or impulsive desire. The boy also begins to weave imagination into his daily life, combining observation with creativity. With the lamp beside him, he visualizes possibilities far beyond the ordinary streets he walks, imagining distant lands, hidden treasures, and the lives of people he has never met. The genie encourages this imaginative exploration, guiding Aladdin to consider outcomes thoughtfully, blending fantasy with practical foresight. Imagine the boy sitting beneath a softly glowing lantern, tracing shapes in the air with his hand, feeling the subtle hum of the genie's presence harmonize with his own heartbeat. Each visualization serves as a gentle rehearsal of wisdom, patience, and creativity, reinforcing lessons that will prepare him for the larger adventures ahead. Through these experiences, Aladdin notices that magic is as much about subtlety as it is about power. He begins to understand that the lamp's influence is not only in manifesting desires but also in shaping character, guiding him toward thoughtful choices, reflection, and empathy. Every act, whether summoning light to illuminate a courtyard or subtly assisting a neighbor, becomes a quiet meditation on responsibility and consequence. The interplay between the magical and the ordinary world teaches him that patience, discernment, and kindness are powerful tools in their own right, capable of transforming not just circumstances, but the heart and mind of the one who wields them. As twilight descends, Aladdin sits quietly, the lamp glowing softly beside him, the genie's presence calm and reassuring. Imagine the warm light flickering across the boy's features, the subtle vibration of magic in the air, and the gentle rhythm of the city streets melding into a harmonious backdrop. Aladdin breathes slowly, absorbing lessons of responsibility, creativity, restraint, and observation, harmonizing with the gentle cadence of the world around him. Each detail, the glow of the lamp, the soft hum of the genie, the faint sounds of life, invites the listener into a state of calm immersion, bridging the boundary between story and sleep, reflection and wonder. And so, in this moment of quiet contemplation, Aladdin understands that magic is not just about granting wishes or changing the world in dramatic ways. It is about observing carefully, acting thoughtfully, and embracing the subtle joy of small, deliberate acts. The lamp is no longer merely an object of power, it is a teacher, a guide, and a companion in the ongoing journey of growth, understanding, and gentle exploration. As the city sleeps softly around him, the boy sits calmly, the lamp beside him glowing warmly, the genie humming quietly, and the soft cadence of life and magic blending seamlessly, carrying both him and the listener into a tranquil state of wonder, reflection, and gentle anticipation for the adventures still to come. As Aladdin grows more confident with the lamp and the gentle guidance of the genie, he begins to notice the subtleties of influence and consequence in ways he had never imagined before. The city, once a bustling but ordinary backdrop, now feels alive with patterns and rhythms that respond quietly to his presence. Imagine him wandering slowly through the marketplace at dawn, the soft glow of the early sun casting warm hues across weathered stone and clay walls. Each step he takes is deliberate, as though he is moving not just through the streets but through layers of observation and reflection. He notices small things, the way sunlight glints off copper pots, the delicate ripple of water in a fountain, the almost imperceptible sway of fabrics hanging in the breeze. Every detail carries meaning, teaching him to observe, listen, and act with awareness. The genie continues to provide calm, subtle guidance, reinforcing lessons that extend far beyond the mechanics of magic. Imagine the boy sitting quietly in a courtyard, the lamp glowing softly beside him, as the genie's presence hums with gentle energy. Every choice, the genie whispers, has echoes that ripple beyond your immediate vision. Observe, consider, and act with intention. Aladdin listens, feeling the words sink deeply, understanding that the magic of the lamp is inseparable from the mindfulness it demands. The boy realizes that wisdom lies not only in using the lamp to achieve desires but in cultivating patience, discernment, and thoughtful action. As he explores, Aladdin begins experimenting with small manifestations of magic, always testing gently, deliberately, and with care. Imagine him wishing for a single vine to grow along a sunlit wall, watching as it winds upward gracefully, leaves unfurling with a delicate shimmer. The genie assists quietly, ensuring that each outcome flows naturally, without abrupt or jarring changes. Aladdin observes each detail, the curl of a tendril, the way sunlight glances off new leaves, the subtle rustle of growth, and marvels at how even the smallest act of magic can hold beauty, rhythm, and consequence. He begins to understand that magic, like life, unfolds most harmoniously when approached with attention and respect. Aladdin also notices how subtle actions can touch the lives of others. He experiments carefully with small wishes to help those around him, a hidden coin placed for a struggling merchant, a gentle light guiding a child along a darkened alley, a warm breeze softening the afternoon heat for those working in the market. Each act is unhurried, deliberate, and observed with quiet satisfaction. Imagine the boy watching the reactions of others without interfering further, noting smiles, laughter, and small signs of appreciation. These experiences teach him the gentle power of influence, the quiet joy of helping, and the responsibility inherent in wielding even minor magical abilities. Evenings offer a different kind of reflection, as the city grows hushed and lanterns cast soft pools of light across the courtyards and alleyways. Aladdin often sits in these spaces with the lamp beside him, the genie hovering silently, providing calm reassurance. Picture the warm glow reflecting on clay walls, the faint rustle of leaves in the gentle evening breeze, and the distant hum of life softened by twilight. In these moments, Aladdin reflects on the choices he has made, the small acts of magic, and the lessons quietly embedded in each experience. The gentle cadence of these evening hours allows him to internalize the wisdom of observation, patience, and thoughtful action, reinforcing the rhythm of calm exploration and mindful growth. Aladdin's understanding of restraint deepens further. He notices the temptation of grandeur, the allure of summoning great riches or imposing dramatic changes, and chooses instead subtle, meaningful acts that preserve harmony and teach patience. Imagine him resisting a wish for immediate wealth, instead focusing on helping a neighbor or creating beauty in a small courtyard. Each act becomes a meditation in intention, demonstrating that magic is most powerful when paired with care, mindfulness, and empathy. The lamp, once a mysterious object of potential, evolves into a teacher of quiet wisdom, guiding him through lessons that cannot be rushed or forced. His imagination begins to flourish alongside this growing awareness. Aladdin envisions far-off places, intricate stories of people he has never met, and possibilities that stretch beyond the familiar streets he inhabits. The genie encourages these explorations, guiding the boy to visualize outcomes thoughtfully, blending creativity with foresight. Imagine him tracing imagined shapes in the air, watching subtle sparks of energy dance around his hands, feeling the gentle hum of the genie's presence resonate in harmony with his own heartbeat. These exercises strengthen not only his creativity but also his patience and discernment, preparing him for challenges and discoveries yet to come. Through these experiences, Aladdin increasingly realizes that magic is not just about granting wishes, it is about understanding consequences, nurturing responsibility, and observing carefully. Every action, however small, carries meaning. Even a subtle adjustment in the environment, like the gentle illumination of a courtyard or the quiet growth of a vine, teaches him about cause, effect, and the interwoven nature of all things. Imagine him observing these outcomes slowly, absorbing the lessons silently, and feeling a quiet sense of wonder that grows steadily without overwhelming excitement or urgency. As twilight deepens, Aladdin sits calmly with the lamp glowing beside him, the genie's presence a soft, reassuring hum in the quiet air. The city slows, the lanterns glow, and the gentle rhythm of everyday life blends seamlessly with the magic he carries. Imagine the warm light, the subtle energy in the air, the faint rustle of leaves, and the distant murmur of conversation all merging into a gentle, soothing cadence. Aladdin breathes deeply, feeling both the responsibility and the joy of the lessons learned, harmonizing with the calm energy of the lamp, the genie, and the world around him. And so, in this moment of quiet contemplation, Aladdin begins to understand the true nature of the magic he possesses. It is not simply about wealth, power, or grandeur, but about observation, reflection, restraint, and thoughtful intention. The lamp becomes more than a magical object. It is a companion, a teacher, and a bridge between ordinary life and extraordinary possibilities. Imagine the soft glow illuminating his thoughtful face, the genie humming quietly nearby, and the gentle rhythm of the city and the night blending together into a perfect lullaby of calm wonder, reflection, and immersive storytelling, guiding both the listener and Aladdin toward the quiet anticipation of future adventures. As Aladdin continues to grow in confidence and understanding, he begins to notice the delicate interplay between magic, intention, and the world around him. The streets of the city, once familiar and predictable, now carry a quiet sense of rhythm and possibility. Imagine him walking slowly through narrow alleys, the warm stone beneath his feet reflecting the soft light of lanterns, the faint rustle of leaves overhead, and the distant hum of conversation blending into a calming backdrop. Each step he takes is deliberate, each breath slow and mindful, as he absorbs the subtle lessons woven into everyday life. The city itself seems to acknowledge the gentle magic he carries, responding with small, quiet moments of wonder that invite observation and reflection. The genie remains a constant, guiding presence, offering soft counsel without imposing. His voice flows like a gentle current, calm and deliberate, encouraging Aladdin to pause, consider, and act thoughtfully. Remember, the genie whispers, that every choice sends ripples into the world. Even the smallest act carries weight. Aladdin listens intently, feeling the words settle into his mind and heart. He begins to understand that magic is not merely a tool for immediate desires but a mirror reflecting his character, patience, and awareness. Each decision, whether to summon light, aid a neighbor, or allow a vine to grow naturally, carries lessons that extend far beyond the moment. Aladdin begins experimenting more creatively with the lamp, testing small wishes that enrich rather than overwhelm. Imagine him wishing for a fountain to begin flowing in a courtyard, its water catching the soft glow of lanterns and scattering delicate reflections across the walls. He observes each movement carefully, the gentle ripple of the water, the shimmer of light on stone, the subtle sound of trickling water blending with the distant laughter of children. The genie assists with quiet precision, ensuring that the magic unfolds in harmony with the environment. Each experiment teaches Aladdin about balance, observation, and the importance of thoughtful action. Through these experiments, Aladdin learns the gentle power of subtle influence. He uses magic to create small acts of kindness and beauty, a basket of fruit appearing for a struggling merchant, a soft glow guiding a child safely home, a gentle breeze cooling a hot afternoon. Each act is deliberate, unhurried, and observed with quiet satisfaction. Imagine him noticing the smiles of those he helps, the small ripple of appreciation that flows without recognition or reward. These experiences teach him that true power lies not in grandeur or spectacle but in mindful action, empathy, and the understanding that even the smallest gestures can create meaningful change. Evenings become a time for reflection and contemplation. As lanterns glow softly across the courtyards and alleyways, Aladdin sits with the lamp resting quietly beside him, the genie hovering in calm presence. Imagine the gentle flicker of light, the rustle of leaves, and the faint hum of distant voices creating a serene, rhythmic backdrop. Aladdin reflects on the choices he has made, the subtle effects of his wishes, and the lessons embedded in each interaction. The evening hours allow him to internalize wisdom slowly and thoughtfully, preparing both mind and heart for the careful exercise of power. Each reflection is deliberate, calming, and immersive, reinforcing the rhythm of measured observation and deliberate action. Aladdin also begins to appreciate contrasts in the world around him: shadow and light, stillness and movement, abundance and scarcity. He observes merchants arranging their goods with care, children balancing along narrow walls, neighbors exchanging thoughtful gestures. Each observation reinforces lessons of patience, attentiveness, and the subtle art of noticing. Imagine him gently assisting a neighbor, creating a soft illumination for a darkened path, or allowing nature to flourish with a simple wish. Every small interaction carries profound meaning, teaching Aladdin that magic is most meaningful when applied with empathy, reflection, and careful consideration. Through this quiet experimentation, Aladdin's imagination flourishes alongside his growing awareness. He envisions far-off lands, untold stories, and the lives of people he has never met. The genie encourages these visions, guiding him to explore outcomes thoughtfully and with foresight. Picture the boy tracing imagined shapes in the air, observing subtle sparks of energy dancing around his hands, feeling the hum of the genie resonate in harmony with his own heartbeat. Each visualization becomes a gentle rehearsal in patience, wisdom, and creativity, preparing him for challenges and opportunities yet to come while fostering a calming rhythm that envelops both the boy and the listener. Aladdin also learns restraint and the importance of measured action. The allure of wealth and grandeur is strong, yet he discovers deeper satisfaction in quiet, deliberate decisions that prioritize kindness, observation, and harmony. Imagine him resisting the temptation to summon riches or display power unnecessarily, choosing instead to perform small acts that benefit others or enhance the environment. Each choice becomes a meditation on intention, demonstrating that true magic is as much about character and awareness as it is about mystical abilities. The lamp transforms from an object of power into a quiet teacher, reinforcing lessons in mindfulness, patience, and thoughtful action. The gentle rhythm of daily life with the lamp continues, harmonizing with the city's own cadence. The laughter of children, the rustle of leaves, the distant clatter of carts, all blend seamlessly with the soft glow of the lamp and the hum of the genie. Imagine Aladdin walking through familiar streets now imbued with subtle magic, each step a careful balance between observation, action, and reflection. Every interaction, every small wish, and every quiet decision strengthens his understanding of responsibility, empathy, and the thoughtful application of power, reinforcing the calm, immersive rhythm that guides both his story and the listener's experience. As night descends, Aladdin sits quietly with the lamp glowing softly beside him. The genie hovers calmly, a presence of guidance and reassurance. The city sleeps gently around them, lanterns casting warm pools of light, soft breezes rustling leaves, and distant voices fading into quiet harmony. Aladdin breathes deeply, absorbing lessons of observation, patience, restraint, creativity, and empathy. Each detail, the glow of the lamp, the hum of the genie, the gentle rhythm of the world, carries both boy and listener into a state of calm, reflection, and gentle anticipation, perfectly suited for immersive storytelling and peaceful rest. As the days gently pass, Aladdin's understanding of the lamp and the genie deepens, revealing layers of wisdom and subtle power that he had only begun to sense before. The city around him, once a simple backdrop of stone streets and bustling markets, now seems alive with quiet patterns and hidden rhythms. Imagine him walking slowly along sun-warmed cobblestones, noticing the subtle shifts of shadow as clouds drift across the sky, the soft sway of tree branches in the breeze, and the faint hum of life in distant alleyways. Each observation is deliberate, each breath slow, and every small detail contributes to a growing awareness that the world itself is part of the story of magic, patience, and intention. Aladdin begins to experiment more thoughtfully with the lamp, testing the gentle limits of its power. He summons small bursts of magic, a flower blooming in a shaded courtyard, a gentle light to illuminate a dim alley, or a quiet breeze to cool the afternoon heat. The genie, always patient, guides each action with subtle precision, ensuring that every outcome flows naturally, like the soft current of a river meandering through familiar terrain. Imagine the boy watching closely as petals unfurl, water ripples across stone, and lantern light dances on walls. Each small act becomes a lesson in observation, cause and effect, and the quiet joy of creating beauty without haste or force. Evenings are filled with calm reflection, a time when the city's rhythm slows and lanterns cast pools of warm light across courtyards and alleyways. Aladdin often sits quietly with the lamp resting beside him, the genie's presence a comforting hum in the air. Picture the soft glow reflecting off clay walls, the rustle of leaves in the gentle breeze, and the distant sounds of life softened by twilight. In these moments, Aladdin contemplates the consequences of his wishes, the subtle influence of magic, and the lessons embedded in every choice. Each evening becomes a quiet meditation, reinforcing patience, mindfulness, and the importance of measured action. Through his gentle experiments, Aladdin discovers the subtle ways magic can touch the lives of others. He helps a struggling merchant by conjuring a small, hidden coin. He ensures a child safe passage with a soft glow illuminating their path. He eases the heat of a long afternoon with a gentle, cooling breeze. Each act is performed deliberately, without urgency or desire for recognition, and Aladdin observes the quiet ripples of gratitude and wonder that follow. Imagine the boy watching these subtle effects, feeling a quiet sense of satisfaction as he notices the small but meaningful changes in his surroundings. Each act reinforces the lesson that true power lies in thoughtful, considerate action rather than in spectacle or haste. Aladdin's imagination flourishes alongside his growing awareness. He envisions distant lands, hidden treasures, and the intricate lives of people he has never met. The genie encourages these flights of imagination, guiding Aladdin to explore possibilities thoughtfully and with intention. Imagine him tracing shapes in the air with his fingers, watching faint sparks of magical energy respond to his visualization, and feeling the gentle hum of the genie's presence harmonize with his heartbeat. These exercises cultivate creativity, patience, and foresight, preparing him for challenges and adventures yet to come while maintaining a calm, immersive rhythm that draws both Aladdin and the listener deeper into the story. In addition to creativity, Aladdin learns restraint and the careful management of desire. The temptation of immediate gain, gold, power, or grandeur, is present, yet he discovers the profound satisfaction of measured, meaningful action. Imagine him resisting a wish for instant wealth, choosing instead to illuminate a courtyard for safe passage or to encourage a tree to bloom. Each deliberate choice becomes a quiet exercise in morality, patience, and mindfulness, reinforcing the understanding that magic is most valuable when exercised with wisdom and care. The lamp transforms into a teacher, guiding Aladdin through lessons of responsibility, empathy, and subtle influence. As he grows more attuned to these lessons, Aladdin begins to notice contrasts in life: shadow and light, stillness and movement, abundance and scarcity. He observes merchants arranging goods with care, children practicing balance on narrow ledges, and neighbors exchanging thoughtful gestures. These observations teach him that small acts of attention and kindness can ripple outward in meaningful ways. Imagine him gently assisting someone in need, subtly adjusting the environment to provide comfort, or creating a touch of beauty for someone passing by. Each observation and act becomes a lesson in humility, awareness, and the gentle rhythm of responsible magic. The city, now both familiar and subtly transformed, becomes a place of endless learning. Aladdin moves through it with quiet confidence, attuned to the interplay of ordinary life and extraordinary possibility. Every interaction, small wish, and reflective pause strengthens his understanding of responsibility, empathy, and the mindful application of power. Imagine the boy walking slowly through lantern-lit streets, noticing soft glimmers of light across textured walls, the gentle hum of the lamp and genie blending seamlessly with the sounds of the evening. Each moment carries a subtle, calming lesson that prepares him for the continued unfolding of adventure and discovery. As night falls, Aladdin sits quietly with the lamp glowing beside him. The genie hovers softly, a reassuring presence in the stillness. The city sleeps gently around them, lanterns casting warm light, leaves rustling in a soft breeze, and distant voices fading into quiet harmony. Aladdin breathes deeply, absorbing lessons of observation, patience, restraint, creativity, and empathy. Every detail, the glow of the lamp, the hum of the genie, the calm rhythm of the city, carries both him and the listener into a tranquil state of reflection, immersion, and gentle anticipation, perfectly suited for a relaxed, bedtime storytelling experience. And so, in this serene moment, Aladdin begins to understand that magic is not merely about granting wishes or changing the world in dramatic ways. It is about observation, careful action, thoughtful intention, and the quiet cultivation of wisdom. The lamp has become more than an object of power. It is a companion, a guide, and a teacher. Imagine the soft glow illuminating Aladdin's thoughtful face, the gentle hum of the genie resonating nearby, and the city's calm rhythm merging with the magic, creating a perfect lullaby of reflection, wonder, and immersive storytelling, carrying both the boy and the listener deeper into the peaceful, gentle world of Aladdin's journey. As Aladdin's journey continues, he begins to sense the deep responsibility that comes with the lamp's quiet power. Each day brings new lessons, subtle insights, and opportunities for gentle observation. Imagine him walking through the narrow streets at dawn, the soft glow of early sunlight warming the stone beneath his feet, and the faint hum of the city awakening around him. Every sound, the clink of coins, the distant murmur of conversation, the rustle of leaves overhead, carries meaning when noticed attentively. Aladdin has learned to move slowly, to breathe deeply, and to absorb the gentle patterns of life unfolding around him, understanding that magic is most effective when paired with mindfulness and calm reflection. The genie continues to guide him, a patient presence ever attentive to the boy's growth. His voice flows softly, like a stream of calm advice weaving through Aladdin's thoughts. Power is not in haste, the genie whispers, but in careful attention and gentle intention. Aladdin listens closely, feeling each word settle in his mind and heart. He begins to see the lamp not only as a source of magic but as a mirror of his own choices, a tool for learning patience, empathy, and thoughtful action. Each wish, each small magical act, becomes a quiet exercise in understanding the ripple effects of his decisions on the world and the people around him. With this awareness, Aladdin experiments more deliberately with subtle forms of magic. He encourages a vine to grow along a shaded wall, watches a small fountain shimmer under the soft glow of lanterns, and gently illuminates dark alleys so children can pass safely. Each manifestation is carefully considered, deliberate, and harmonized with the natural rhythm of the environment. Imagine the boy observing the gentle unfurling of leaves, the rippling of water across stone, and the shifting of light and shadow as the magic takes effect. He notices the minute details, the subtle shimmer of a petal, the soft glint of water reflecting lantern light, and feels a quiet sense of wonder and satisfaction in the slow, intentional unfolding of magic. Through these careful experiments, Aladdin also learns about subtle influence and the power of kindness. He helps a struggling merchant with a small, hidden coin, creates gentle light to guide a lost child home, or cools the heat of a summer afternoon with a soft breeze. Each act is unhurried and intentional, allowing him to observe the natural ripple of gratitude and joy. Imagine the boy quietly noting the subtle smiles, the softened expressions, and the quiet signs of appreciation in response to his actions. These experiences teach him that magic, when paired with care and mindfulness, can nurture empathy, foster connection, and create positive change without disrupting the natural balance of the world. Evenings in the city take on a meditative quality, a time when lanterns glow softly and shadows lengthen across courtyards and alleys. Aladdin often sits with the lamp beside him, the genie hovering gently, providing quiet guidance and reassurance. Picture the flickering lantern light playing across textured walls, the gentle rustle of leaves in the evening breeze, and the faint murmur of distant voices blending into a harmonious rhythm. These moments allow Aladdin to reflect on the lessons of the day, the subtle consequences of his actions, and the quiet joy of mindful engagement with both magic and the ordinary world. The calm, immersive environment encourages reflection, patience, and a gentle readiness for the choices that lie ahead. Aladdin's imagination grows alongside his understanding of responsibility. He envisions distant lands, intricate stories, and the lives of people he has never met, exploring outcomes thoughtfully and deliberately. The genie encourages these exercises, guiding Aladdin to combine creativity with foresight. Imagine the boy tracing shapes in the air, feeling faint sparks of magic respond to his visualization, and sensing the quiet resonance of the genie's presence harmonizing with his own heartbeat. These imaginative exercises not only cultivate creativity but also strengthen patience, awareness, and moral discernment, preparing him for challenges and adventures yet unseen. He also learns the subtle power of restraint. While the temptation of immediate gratification, the allure of wealth, power, or grand spectacle, remains strong, Aladdin discovers the profound satisfaction of careful, measured action. Imagine him resisting the urge to summon treasures merely for personal gain, instead choosing to assist others, create beauty, or allow the natural world to flourish. Each deliberate choice reinforces the principle that magic is most meaningful when exercised with thought, empathy, and mindfulness. The lamp becomes not just an object of wonder, but a guide in the quiet cultivation of wisdom, patience, and discernment. Aladdin's growing awareness of contrasts, light and shadow, motion and stillness, abundance and scarcity, helps him navigate both ordinary life and magical potential. He observes merchants arranging wares with care, children learning balance through play, and neighbors exchanging subtle gestures of thoughtfulness. Imagine him gently aiding a neighbor, subtly enhancing an environment, or creating small touches of beauty that transform ordinary moments. Each observation, each interaction, and each act of magic reinforces lessons in humility, mindfulness, and the careful stewardship of power. The boy begins to internalize that true influence is often subtle, quiet, and deliberate. As night falls, Aladdin sits peacefully with the lamp glowing beside him. The genie remains a calm presence, hovering quietly as the city sleeps softly around them. Lanterns glow gently, leaves rustle in a quiet breeze, and distant voices fade into harmony. Aladdin breathes slowly, absorbing lessons of observation, restraint, creativity, empathy, and careful action. Imagine the gentle hum of the lamp and genie blending with the rhythm of the city, creating a calming lullaby that carries both Aladdin and the listener into reflection, relaxation, and immersive engagement with the story. In this serene moment, Aladdin begins to fully appreciate the deeper meaning of magic. It is not merely about granting wishes or achieving grandeur. It is about observation, thoughtful action, empathy, and the mindful understanding of consequences. The lamp has evolved into a companion, a teacher, and a bridge between ordinary life and extraordinary possibility. Imagine the soft glow illuminating Aladdin's contemplative face, the gentle hum of the genie nearby, and the city's calm rhythm merging with magic itself, creating a perfect tapestry of reflection, wonder, and gentle storytelling, guiding both boy and listener into a state of tranquil immersion and anticipation for the next chapter of adventure. As Aladdin continues to walk through the gentle rhythm of his life, he begins to sense a deeper harmony between the magical and ordinary worlds. The lamp, once simply a mysterious source of wishes, has become a quiet companion, teaching him patience, observation, and empathy. Imagine him strolling through narrow streets bathed in the soft glow of morning sunlight, feeling the warm texture of stone under his feet, listening to the faint ripple of conversation in the marketplace, and noticing the small details he had once overlooked, the sway of a hanging curtain, the shimmer of a pot in the sun, the delicate flutter of leaves in a light breeze. Each subtle observation builds awareness, shaping his understanding that magic and life are interwoven in a continuous, gentle rhythm. The genie remains by his side, a calm presence whose guidance is always quiet and deliberate. His soft voice hums through the boy's thoughts, reminding him that power is most meaningful when paired with wisdom and care. Every wish, the genie whispers, carries more than the immediate result. It carries lessons and echoes that touch more than you can see. Aladdin listens intently, absorbing the lesson with a calm focus. He begins to realize that the lamp is not simply a tool for desire, but a teacher of mindfulness, patience, and discernment. Each small wish he makes becomes an exercise in reflection, subtle action, and thoughtful observation. Aladdin begins to experiment with his abilities in small, meaningful ways, always mindful of consequences. He encourages a single flower to bloom in a quiet courtyard, watches a soft fountain shimmer under the glow of lanterns, or illuminates a dark alley just enough for a child to pass safely. Each act is performed slowly and deliberately, the genie assisting with gentle precision to ensure that the magic flows naturally. Imagine the boy observing the unfolding of the flower petals, the gentle ripple of water across stone, or the flicker of lantern light casting dancing shadows. In these quiet moments, Aladdin learns that even small, seemingly simple acts of magic can carry profound meaning, teaching lessons of patience, care, and attention. Through these careful experiments, he also learns the subtle influence of kindness. He places a hidden coin for a struggling merchant, guides a lost child with soft light, or brings a cooling breeze to ease the heat of a long afternoon. Each action is performed without hurry, with intention and care, and Aladdin observes the gentle ripple of joy and gratitude that follows. Imagine him quietly watching the subtle expressions, the softened features, and the quiet smiles of those he helps. These experiences teach him that true power lies not in grandeur, but in quiet, deliberate acts that ripple outwards with empathy, connection, and thoughtful intention. Evenings in the city take on a special tranquility. Lanterns glow softly in courtyards and alleys, shadows stretch across textured walls, and the faint murmur of life slows to a gentle rhythm. Aladdin often sits quietly with the lamp resting beside him, the genie hovering softly, providing a calm presence. Picture the gentle flicker of light across clay walls, the rustle of leaves overhead, and the quiet hum of distant activity blending into a soothing, meditative atmosphere. These moments allow Aladdin to reflect on the day's lessons, the consequences of choices, the subtle effects of magic, and the quiet joy of thoughtful engagement with both ordinary life and extraordinary potential. Aladdin's imagination begins to flourish alongside his awareness. He envisions distant lands, intricate stories of unknown people, and possible outcomes far beyond his immediate surroundings. The genie encourages these flights of imagination, guiding him to explore them with thoughtfulness and foresight. Imagine Aladdin tracing shapes in the air, feeling faint sparks of magical energy respond to his visualizations, and sensing the quiet resonance of the genie's presence harmonizing with his heartbeat. Each imaginative exercise strengthens creativity, patience, and discernment, preparing him for challenges yet unseen while maintaining a calm, immersive rhythm that draws both boy and listener deeper into the story. He also continues to practice restraint. The temptation of wealth, grandeur, or spectacle remains, yet Aladdin learns the satisfaction of measured action. Imagine him resisting a wish for immediate riches, choosing instead to create a subtle act of kindness or beauty, such as illuminating a courtyard for safe passage or encouraging a vine to grow along a shaded wall. Each deliberate decision becomes a quiet exercise in patience, mindfulness, and moral development. The lamp has transformed into a mentor, guiding him gently toward wisdom, empathy, and responsible use of power. Through observation, Aladdin notices contrasts in life: light and shadow, stillness and movement, abundance and scarcity. He watches merchants arranging wares carefully, children practicing balance on narrow ledges, and neighbors exchanging small, thoughtful gestures. Imagine him offering a quiet assist to someone in need, subtly enhancing an environment, or creating small touches of beauty that transform ordinary moments. Each observation, act, and interaction reinforces lessons in humility, mindfulness, and the careful use of influence, showing him that true power is often subtle, patient, and deliberate. As night falls, Aladdin sits with the lamp glowing softly beside him. The genie remains calm, hovering quietly, while the city settles into gentle slumber. Lanterns cast warm light across courtyards, leaves rustle softly in the evening breeze, and distant voices fade into harmony. Aladdin breathes slowly, absorbing lessons of observation, restraint, creativity, empathy, and careful action. Imagine the glow of the lamp, the hum of the genie, and the rhythm of the city blending into a soothing lullaby, carrying both Aladdin and the listener into a state of calm, reflection, and immersive engagement with the story. In this serene moment, Aladdin comes to a profound understanding. Magic is not merely about fulfilling desires or achieving grandeur, but about observing, acting thoughtfully, exercising empathy, and understanding consequences. The lamp has become a guide, a companion, and a teacher, bridging ordinary life and extraordinary possibility. Imagine the warm glow illuminating Aladdin's face, the gentle hum of the genie nearby, and the calm rhythm of the city blending with the soft magic around him, creating a perfect lullaby of reflection, wonder, and immersive storytelling. This quiet, contemplative scene guides both the boy and the listener into a peaceful, restful state, perfectly aligned with the gentle, bedtime-focused narrative of Aladdin's journey. As Aladdin's journey unfolds, he begins to feel the gentle, steady rhythm of life and magic blending into one seamless experience. The lamp, once a mysterious source of power, has become a quiet companion, teaching him lessons of patience, responsibility, and empathy. Imagine him walking slowly through the sunlit streets, feeling the warmth of stone beneath his feet, hearing the distant murmur of merchants and the soft laughter of children playing, and noticing details he had previously overlooked: the sway of a lantern in the breeze, the shimmer of sunlight on a water fountain, the delicate flutter of a curtain moving gently across a doorway. Every small observation contributes to a growing awareness of the interconnectedness of all things, and Aladdin begins to understand that magic, though extraordinary, is inseparable from the ordinary rhythm of life. The genie continues to guide him with calm, gentle counsel. His soft voice hums quietly in Aladdin's mind, offering wisdom without pressure. True power, the genie whispers, is found not in haste or spectacle, but in careful observation and deliberate action. Aladdin absorbs these words slowly, feeling their meaning settle in his heart. He begins to realize that the lamp is more than a tool for granting desires, it is a mentor, a guide that reflects his choices and encourages growth in patience, awareness, and moral discernment. Every wish he considers, no matter how small, becomes an opportunity to practice mindfulness, empathy, and thoughtful action. With this awareness, Aladdin experiments carefully with the lamp, testing its abilities in subtle, meaningful ways. He encourages a vine to grow along a shaded wall, watches the soft ripple of a fountain under the gentle glow of lanterns, and illuminates dark pathways to ensure the safe passage of children. Each magical act is deliberate, unhurried, and harmonized with the natural rhythm of the city. Imagine him observing the delicate unfolding of leaves, the shimmer of water reflecting lantern light, and the interplay of shadow and glow across walls. In these quiet, mindful moments, Aladdin learns that even small acts of magic carry profound lessons in patience, care, and attentiveness. Through these gentle experiments, Aladdin also discovers the subtle influence of kindness. He helps a struggling merchant by placing a hidden coin in a basket, guides a lost child with a soft glow, or conjures a cool breeze to ease the heat of a long afternoon. Each act is intentional, unhurried, and observed carefully, allowing him to see the quiet ripple of gratitude and joy that results. Imagine him noting the softened expressions, gentle smiles, and quiet gestures of thanks that follow. These experiences teach Aladdin that true power lies not in grandeur or spectacle, but in thoughtful, deliberate actions that nurture empathy, connection, and harmony. Evenings provide a special time for reflection and contemplation. The city slows, lanterns glow softly, and shadows stretch across courtyards and alleyways. Aladdin often sits with the lamp resting beside him, the genie hovering quietly, a calm presence guiding reflection. Picture the warm, flickering light dancing across walls, the soft rustle of leaves in the evening breeze, and the muted murmur of distant voices blending into a serene, rhythmic backdrop. These moments allow Aladdin to consider the day's lessons, the subtle consequences of his actions, and the quiet satisfaction of thoughtful engagement with both the magical and ordinary worlds. Each evening becomes a meditative space for learning, reflection, and gentle growth. Aladdin's imagination continues to expand alongside his understanding. He envisions distant lands, untold stories, and the lives of people he has never met, exploring outcomes thoughtfully and deliberately. The genie encourages these exercises, guiding him to combine creativity with foresight. Imagine the boy tracing shapes in the air, feeling faint sparks of magic respond to his imagination, and sensing the gentle resonance of the genie's presence harmonizing with his heartbeat. Each visualization strengthens creativity, patience, and discernment, preparing him for adventures and challenges yet to come while maintaining a calm, immersive rhythm for both Aladdin and the listener. Restraint and careful judgment become central to his practice. Though the temptation of immediate wealth, power, or grandeur is strong, Aladdin discovers the quiet satisfaction of deliberate action. Imagine him resisting the urge to summon treasures for personal gain, instead creating small acts of kindness, beauty, or safety for those around him. Each decision becomes a lesson in mindfulness, moral discernment, and the thoughtful use of magical ability. The lamp, once a simple object of desire, now serves as a gentle teacher guiding him toward responsibility, empathy, and understanding of the delicate balance between power and consequence. Through careful observation, Aladdin begins to notice subtle contrasts in life: light and shadow, stillness and motion, abundance and scarcity. He watches merchants arranging goods with care, children practicing balance, and neighbors exchanging small, meaningful gestures. Imagine him offering a quiet assist to someone in need, subtly enhancing an environment, or creating small touches of beauty in unexpected places. Each interaction, each observation, and each act of magic reinforces lessons in humility, attentiveness, and responsible influence, showing him that true power is often quiet, patient, and deliberate rather than dramatic or forceful. As night descends, Aladdin sits peacefully with the lamp glowing softly beside him. The genie remains a calm presence, hovering quietly, while the city falls into gentle slumber. Lanterns cast pools of warm light, leaves rustle softly in a light evening breeze, and distant voices fade into harmonious quiet. Aladdin breathes slowly, absorbing lessons of observation, creativity, restraint, empathy, and thoughtful action. Imagine the soft glow of the lamp, the gentle hum of the genie, and the rhythm of the city blending together, creating a tranquil, immersive atmosphere. Both Aladdin and the listener are carried into a state of calm reflection and gentle anticipation, perfectly suited for bedtime storytelling and restful imagination. In this serene moment, Aladdin grasps the deeper meaning of his magical journey. Magic is not merely about wishes or power, it is about observation, intention, thoughtful action, empathy, and awareness of consequences. The lamp has transformed into a teacher, a companion, and a bridge between ordinary life and extraordinary possibility. Picture the soft glow illuminating Aladdin's reflective face, the quiet hum of the genie nearby, and the gentle rhythm of the city blending with the magic, creating a perfect lullaby of calm wonder, immersive storytelling, and gentle reflection, guiding both the boy and the listener into peace, rest, and anticipation for the final chapter of his journey. As Aladdin approaches the culmination of his journey with the lamp, he begins to understand the true depth of what he has learned. The lamp, once a mysterious and powerful object, has become a quiet companion, a mirror reflecting his choices, and a guide through the gentle rhythms of life. Imagine him walking through the familiar streets at dawn, the soft warmth of sunlight on the worn cobblestones beneath his feet, the distant hum of awakening merchants, and the faint laughter of children drifting from the courtyards. Every detail, the sway of a curtain, the glint of light on copper pots, the soft ripple of water in a fountain, feels meaningful. Aladdin understands that magic, though extraordinary, is inseparable from the quiet patterns of the world around him, and that true power lies in awareness, patience, and intention. The genie hovers nearby, a calm and reassuring presence, ready to guide but never to interfere. His soft voice hums through Aladdin's thoughts. Remember, young master, magic is not just in what you create, but in how you understand it and how you live with it. Aladdin absorbs these words slowly, feeling them settle into his heart and mind. He realizes that every wish he has made, every subtle magical act, and every quiet decision has been a lesson in responsibility, empathy, and mindfulness. The lamp has been more than a tool for desire. It has been a teacher, shaping his character and helping him navigate the delicate balance between possibility and consequence. Aladdin now experiments with magic in ways that are both gentle and imaginative, each action deliberate and considered. Imagine him summoning a single vine to climb a courtyard wall, watching it unfurl slowly, leaves catching the morning light and glistening with dew. He conjures a soft illumination to guide a child safely home, or a gentle breeze to cool a merchant as they set up their stall. Each act is small yet meaningful, carefully observed, and harmonized with the natural rhythm of the city. He notices the minute details, the delicate shimmer of a petal, the soft ripple of water across stone, the subtle shift of light and shadow, and feels a quiet satisfaction in the deliberate unfolding of magic. Through these thoughtful acts, Aladdin begins to fully appreciate the ripple effect of kindness. A hidden coin for a struggling merchant, a carefully placed lantern to guide the way, a cooling breeze in the afternoon heat, each action creates quiet waves of impact that he can observe, yet never control entirely. Imagine the boy watching the subtle reactions of those around him, the softened expressions, gentle smiles, and quiet gestures of gratitude. These moments teach him that magic is most powerful not in grandeur or spectacle, but in small, intentional acts that enhance life for others, creating harmony rather than disturbance. Evenings are particularly serene, offering time for reflection. The city slows, lanterns glow softly, and shadows lengthen across courtyards and alleyways. Aladdin often sits quietly with the lamp resting beside him, the genie hovering gently in presence and voice, a calm guide to contemplation. Picture the warm glow reflecting on clay walls, the faint rustle of leaves overhead, and the soft, distant hum of life merging into a tranquil rhythm. In these moments, Aladdin reflects on all he has learned, the consequences of his choices, the subtle power of restraint, the joy of empathy, and the gentle rhythm of life and magic intertwined. The evening becomes a quiet meditation, reinforcing lessons of patience, awareness, and thoughtful action. His imagination, now finely tuned with his awareness, continues to flourish. Aladdin envisions distant lands, unseen lives, and possibilities that stretch far beyond the streets he knows. The genie encourages these contemplations, guiding him to explore outcomes thoughtfully and with care. Imagine Aladdin tracing shapes in the air, feeling sparks of magical energy respond, and sensing the quiet resonance of the genie's presence aligning with his heartbeat. These imaginative exercises cultivate creativity, patience, foresight, and moral discernment, preparing him for any challenges that lie ahead while maintaining the immersive, soothing rhythm that has carried him and the listener through the story. Aladdin has also mastered the art of restraint. The temptation of instant wealth, grand power, or dramatic change remains, yet he now finds satisfaction in measured, thoughtful choices. Imagine him resisting the urge to summon treasures or impose change unnecessarily, choosing instead subtle acts that benefit others, enhance beauty, or preserve harmony. Each deliberate choice reinforces the principle that true magic lies not in immediate gratification but in thoughtful, responsible, and empathetic action. The lamp, once simply a source of desire, has become a teacher of patience, moral insight, and careful stewardship of power. Through careful observation, Aladdin notices contrasts and subtleties in life: light and shadow, movement and stillness, abundance and scarcity. He observes merchants arranging wares, children practicing balance, neighbors exchanging quiet gestures of care. Imagine him offering gentle assistance, subtly altering his environment to create small moments of beauty, safety, or joy. Every act, observation, and interaction reinforces the importance of humility, attentiveness, and mindful influence, revealing that true power often works quietly and deliberately rather than through force or spectacle. As night falls, Aladdin sits with the lamp glowing softly beside him. The genie hovers calmly, a reassuring presence, as the city drifts into gentle slumber. Lanterns cast pools of warm light, leaves rustle softly, and distant voices fade into the quiet harmony of the evening. Aladdin breathes slowly, absorbing the lessons of observation, creativity, empathy, restraint, and careful action. Imagine the glow of the lamp, the gentle hum of the genie, and the rhythm of the city blending into a lullaby of calm wonder, reflection, and immersive storytelling, carrying both Aladdin and the listener into a tranquil, restful state. In this serene, contemplative moment, Aladdin fully realizes the essence of his magical journey. Magic is not merely about granting wishes or achieving grandeur. It is about careful observation, thoughtful action, empathy, restraint, and understanding consequences. The lamp has become a companion, a guide, and a teacher, bridging the ordinary and the extraordinary. Picture the soft glow illuminating Aladdin's reflective face, the quiet hum of the genie nearby, and the gentle, rhythmic pulse of the city merging with the subtle magic around him. Together, these elements create the perfect lullaby of immersive storytelling, reflection, and calm, guiding both the boy and the listener into a peaceful conclusion, rest, and gentle anticipation for whatever adventures may lie beyond the story. As the city drifts into complete silence, with lanterns casting their gentle glow and the distant hum of life fading into the night, Aladdin sits quietly, the lamp resting softly beside him. The genie's presence, calm and steady, radiates a comforting warmth that blends with the subtle magic lingering in the air. Imagine the boy leaning back against the smooth stone of a courtyard wall, breathing slowly and deeply, feeling the weight of the day settle into a quiet, reflective calm. The world around him, once bustling and unpredictable, now seems harmonious, almost as if it has been patiently waiting for him to notice its delicate rhythms. Every sound, every shadow, every faint glimmer of light carries meaning, and Aladdin savors the gentle understanding that comes from truly observing life and magic intertwined. In these final moments, he reflects on the journey he has traveled, the lessons of patience, empathy, creativity, and restraint, the small acts of kindness that rippled quietly through the lives of others, and the ways in which magic has become a mirror of his own character. Imagine him smiling softly, the lamp glowing faintly beside him, knowing that the true power of the lamp was never simply in the wishes it granted, but in the growth it inspired, the awareness it nurtured, and the subtle, lasting impact it allowed him to have on the world. The genie hovers silently, almost imperceptibly nodding in approval, a quiet affirmation that Aladdin has learned the deeper meaning of responsibility and the gentle art of mindful magic. As the night stretches on, Aladdin closes his eyes for a moment, letting the calm energy of the city, the lamp, and the genie wash over him. Every sensation, The soft rustle of leaves, the faint warmth of the lamp, the whispering hum of the genie, blends into a lullaby of serenity. Imagine the listener being drawn into this same calm, the story gently carrying them into a space of reflection, relaxation, and peaceful slumber. In this tranquil silence, the story of Aladdin's growth, his quiet adventures, and his gentle mastery of magic finds its natural conclusion, leaving a lingering sense of wonder, comfort, and introspective calm. And so, as the night embraces the city and Aladdin's journey rests gently for now, the lamp glows softly beside him, a quiet reminder that magic is most profound when paired with mindfulness, compassion, and thoughtful intention. The genie hums softly, the streets are hushed, and both boy and listener are carried into the gentle, restorative embrace of sleep, reflection, and the subtle magic of storytelling itself.